Are we still missing Jeff? I think. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. It's 1, 2, 3. Okay, everybody's here. All right, great. So I think we are ready to open the meeting. Okay. Are we on, Zara? Okay, great. All right. Welcome, everybody. Sorry for the short delay. We had a longer than normal closed session, so thanks for your patience. I would like to acknowledge as we open the meeting that we gather at Santa Rosa Junior College on the territorial traditional land of the Pomo people in Santa Rosa and the Coast Miwok people in Petaluma, past and present, and honor with gratitude the land itself and the people who have stewarded it through the generations. I'd also like to, again, opening statements. The JC Board of Trustees is going to continue to hold all board meetings for the rest of the academic year as scheduled. However, during the current COVID crisis, we're going to be continuing our meetings via teleconference with board members participating from remote locations. No in-person attendance will be accommodated or permitted. So thank you for your patience. Our board, as always, is committed to the continued education and safety of our students, faculty, staff, and community stakeholders. Public comment will be allowed at appropriate times, either during the time for public comment or during an agendized item. Attendees, please wait to speak until you are allowed to by the host. Trustees, to make a comment, please use the raise hand function. I will call on you, at which point you can unmute yourself. Presenters will be promoted to panelists when it is their turn, much like being called to the lectern at our physical meetings, and then return to their seats once they have presented. As always, the board requests that presenters keep all presentations to the following agreed time limits: 3 minutes public comments, 5 minutes monthly updates, and 8 minutes for board presentations, employee of the month, and special presentations. And because we are remote and online, all voting at this meeting shall be by roll call. So thank you. I want to start by saying there were no reportable actions taken in closed session. And now we will move on to approval of the minutes. And I need a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
All right. All right. We need a roll call vote.
Student trustee Toscano.
Aye.
Trustee Banielos.
Aye.
Trustee Burns.
Aye.
Trustee Fishman.
Aye.
Trustee Cundy.
Aye.
Trustee Lindley.
Aye.
Trustee Martinez.
Aye.
Trustee Battenfeld.
Aye. All right. Thank you very much. We're now moving on to general public comment. If people want to make comments on items not on any of the agenda items, and then of course you can also speak to specific items when those agenda items come up. And we had the option to submit comments by email or phone prior to the meeting. Did we have any? Okay. And do we have anyone here now for public comment? I know I have 2 people who are signed up that Sarah knows about. Is there anyone else? Angelica Tercero.
Yes. Can I go now?
Yeah, if you could just state your name too, so we have it in the minutes, please.
Sure. My name is Angelica Tercero, T as in Thomas, E-R-C-E-R-O. I don't know exactly what the agenda item is for this, but my understanding is there might be a layoff of the Petaluma Media Services managers. And I work at Petaluma Media Service, and I also worked in Santa Rosa Media Service. So I'm a media production tech, but I was able to get the CCS. I can't turn my camera on, but I was able to get the certified technology specialist through Matt. And so I'm doing more things with events in Ellis, and I'm doing more things like installing rooms, and I'm understanding a little bit more, besides making videos, about the inner workings of Petaluma and the technology. And it's really important that we have someone who has a lot of knowledge of the campus, because it's not just the equipment, it's the networking and, you know, laying down wires, pulling wires. We have two new areas. Actually, we probably have like 4 new areas, as you know, and we're going to need to learn how to use that, and we're going to need support. There's always something goes wrong, always, no matter how good you put stuff in. You know, the more I'm learning about this, the more I'm like, oh my God, this is so complicated. Matt Pearson has been at the campus for, I think, since the mid 2000s. So he knows the campus inside and out. Whenever I have problems, I can always call him. He always comes by. He can come by real quick, or I can even just send him a picture and he can help me out. And so I think getting rid of a manager like that with so much knowledge, so much institutional knowledge, and with so many things going on, and having to come out of deep freeze whenever we do that, hopefully soon, will be bad for the students and faculty. And it'll be when the media services staff will be stuck inside a classroom with no support. So I can't tell you the importance of, I'm trying to, but I guess I would really have to write a longer email to each of you. I hope you all got my email of how important this is for students and faculty, and us giving them the experience that they need. So that's my comment. Please do not get rid of him.
Thank you. All right. Do we have anyone else who didn't sign up who wishes to speak?
Hello, can everyone
There's
hear me?
2 people. Yeah, Wes Bello, you want to speak in public comment?
Yes, I'd like to speak in public comment. I'd like to speak
If you could
brief-
just, do you mind stating your name again so we have it? Sorry to interrupt.
Sure, my name is Wes Bello. You may know me as chapter president of SRJC's Young Americans for Liberty chapter. And I'm here today to speak briefly about the recent decision made by the administration of the JC, including but not limited to Frank Chong, regarding the decision to remain quote unquote largely remote throughout the fall 2021 semester. We've seen that this new abnormal, as I like to call it, with remote learning continues to decrease not just enrollment in education quality, but also hinders both marginalized and unmarginalized students alike. It has also had a very negative effect on the faculty and is overall a very nonsensical decision made by the administration, especially given that at the rate we're going, most if not all of the people who want a vaccination against COVID-19 will be able to get one by the time fall 21 semester starts. So I'd really appreciate it if going forward, we could actually get more input from the students and the faculty before making such drastic and final decisions that affect all of the student body, all of the faculty, and both of which has been rapidly decreasing in numbers thanks to these sort of decisions. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. All right. We have anyone else? It looks like Joanne, if you're here to speak in public comment, if you could just state your name and go ahead.
My name is Joanne Gaglione. I work with Matt Pearson in Media Services, and I disagree with the current layoff suggestion for Matt. He's very forward thinking with the technology of this campus. He's ahead of so many people on the technology. There's so much more to do that he hasn't done yet, and it needs to be taken. I don't know. It's just can't say it right. Anyway, and for the word layoff scares me in the sense that we're only laying off one person in Petaluma for Media Services, and it's also scary that our department here in Mahoney Library may be moved to another area on the campus, downsizing our area, and it just scares me that in the future other things are going to be happening. Just the word layoff scares me. And it's just opening a door for something else that may be happening that we don't know about. Anyway, please don't lay him off. He's a good friend, he's a good boss, and he's very valuable to this campus. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, anyone else? And I know it looks like other than anybody new who didn't sign up ahead of time. Okay. Amanda, and you want to speak in public comment, and you realize you can speak. I think you might have signed up for 2 things, and you can speak once in public comment.
Yeah, it's just, my intention was just once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to share a kind of last minute share that the We the Future Social Justice Conference is happening this Friday from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. I think I already reached out to Dorothy and Mariana and Maggie, but wanted to share with the whole group here to help spread the word. We've got a wonderful lineup, a very robust lineup of conference presenters. Representing a lot of different social justice organizations, including North Bay Organizing Project, the Sunrise Movement, North Bay Jobs with Justice, Positive Images, which is a prominent LGBTQ advocacy organization. We've got some SRJC luminaries presenting, including our own Dr. Chong, who will be on a panel about anti-Asian violence organized by Lauren Service. And even a San Francisco poet laureate is part of a poetry panel. So it's an exciting day. I'll share some links and links in chat here. I guess it'll go to board members and a cute video that, by the way, Angelica Tercero, who just shared, she made for us to help promote the conference. So thank you, and I hope to see you there.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Laura Lynn Larson.
I'm going to go ahead and get us started, if that's okay. Good afternoon,
Oh,
members of the
Sarah.
board.
Okay, yeah.
Dr. Chong, college community. On behalf of our Professional Development Committee, I'm honored to share that our Fall 2020 Professional Development Activity Day was selected by the California Community College Council for Staff Development as the only California Community College recipient to receive their Innovative Activity Award. We are so proud of this recognition, and I would now like to turn it over to my colleague, Laura Lynn Larson, who serves as our Faculty Professional Development Coordinator, to make a few closing remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. Last year, Santa Rosa JC adapted to new ways of learning, teaching, and working and socializing in the face of the coronavirus pandemic. Our dedicated faculty, staff, and administrators responded quickly by moving to remote learning and providing online student support and operational services. The Professional Development Committee organized a fully online all-district professional development activity day for 500 members of our community college area faculty and staff, compared to approximately 365 participants the previous fall. 40 workshops were presented, mostly by internal faculty, staff, and administrators, and several of them were pre-recorded. I think the silver lining of COVID has shown us that we receive a higher participation rate by providing PDA virtually, and our evaluations from the event revealed how appreciative people attend, especially our part-time faculty and staff. We're now creating our third online PDA day for fall 2021 and look forward to this expanded opportunity for professional development. We will continue our conversation on anti-racism and teaching and learning best practices to support ourselves and our students as we continue to work and offer classes remotely. Special thanks goes to all of the support staff in media and IT who helped make this event absolutely seamless. And it's a great honor to receive this award on behalf of the PDC committee and on behalf of the district. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and congratulations to everyone who was involved. All right, I don't see that I have any more public comment for the regular public comment. So I'm going to move on to Employee of the Month, and I think Dr. Tam is going to be presenting.
Fantastic, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Board President Battenfeld, Board of Trustees, Dr. Chong, and college community. Today, I have the great honor of recognizing Mathematics Department Administrative Assistant 3, Ann Schott, as SRJC's Employee of the Month. I'd like to use the adjectives selfless, caring, warm, and generous, but truly none come close to describing what a tremendous individual Ann is and what she means to the people in STEM. Ann has been with the college for 7 years and is a person who never says no, does whatever it takes to get the job done, and helps wherever there is need for assistance. Although she currently is in the math department, she will pitch in anywhere within the STEM cluster, on top of her work with the Classified Senate and Professional Development Committee. Prior to arriving at SRJC, Ann worked at O'Reilly Media in Sebastopol as an executive assistant to 2 VPs and worked with owner Tim O'Reilly. She also worked at Bristol Myers Squibb, where she promoted cardiovascular and diabetes drugs. But along her career, SRJC has been a constant. When she was at O'Reilly, she took business and marketing classes to enhance her job skills. When she was at Bristol Myers Squibb, she took chemistry classes with Galen George and human bio classes here at the college. She's the mother to 3 teenage boys, and when they were young, she took child development classes here at SRJC. Even her family is intertwined with the college, with her eldest son, Connor, a current student, and middle son, James, a dual enrolled student from Santa Rosa High. The JC even helped Ann land her first job when she returned to the workforce from being a stay-at-home mom, thanks to the urging of an instructor to attend a district job fair. Her love for the JC is only matched by the admiration of her colleagues. Ann served as the administrative assistant for biological sciences and earth and space sciences prior to her current position in math. There is no lack of compliments that her friends and colleagues have said about her. Quote, "Ann is the best. I came to appreciate that Ann was the heart and soul of our department. She went out of her way to make each of us feel special with her seemingly small daily actions. I will never forget her calm guidance, kindness, and generosity." And another colleague simply stated, "Ann is amazing. She is the best mom that STEM could ever ask for." Additionally, here's a video with remarks from Anne's colleagues in departments she's currently works for and departments she used to work with. From the video, you can probably tell which department she's left.
Anne, I'd like to speak for everybody in astronomy and ask, will you marry us? You have been such an important part of our program, our department for years. I do not know what I personally could have done without you. I do not know what astronomy could have done without you. And I am so grateful that you have been a part of our department for all this time. And you are so deserving of this award. Even in this pandemic time for this last year, when we've needed something, you've been right there. I mean, you're always right there. You're always there to help. You're the best, Anne. I can't thank you enough. And you just so much deserve this award.
Hello, Anne. Congratulations for winning Employee of the Month. It is very well deserved. It has been wonderful working with you fairly closely the last couple months as department chair. You make my job easier, keeping the department running smoothly and efficiently. It is a very well-deserved win, and congratulations.
Congratulations, Anne. Please come back to us.
Hi, Anne. Congratulations on Employee of the Month. We really, really miss you, but I hope you're doing well, and I miss chatting with you, so congrats.
Congratulations, Anne. You are the best, and that's in my 43 years here at Santa Rosa Junior College, a combination of personality and expertise. Thank you.
Anne, I worked with Anne for several years, and she kept our department running through thick and thin and kept me up to date on all the school gossip, which I can never repay her for. You're the best. We miss you.
Hi, Anne. Congratulations. You are amazing, and we really do miss you. What they're saying is true. We cannot live without you, but congratulations. You deserve everything you get.
And what they said, plus this really cute dog, and boy, I miss you. I never would have survived the transition to SRJC without you. We do miss you.
We do. Thank you, Anne, and congratulations.
Thank you, Anne.
Thank you.
Hi, Anne. Congratulations. I'm glad that your hard work and dedication has been recognized. Thank you for taking care of me and those few of us math faculty who have been working on campus. Thank you for being responsive, caring, listening, being there for us, and being there for me. I hope you enjoyed this award that you richly deserve.
Hey, thank you so much, Anne.
Wow, I mean, that's incredible. Good afternoon, Board President Battenfeld, Board of Trustees, Dr. Chong, and the college community. I am deeply honored to receive this award and want to thank the STEM Dean, Dr. Victor Tam, for nominating me as Employee of the Month. I would like to acknowledge how grateful I am for the support I have received from the dedicated classified professionals, the STEM faculty, my department chair, Dr. Tim Melvin, and of course, my supervisor, Dr. Tam. I would not be able to do my job without their guidance, especially during the last year of working remotely. A special shout out to some of my colleagues, Gina, Danielle, and Linda in Human Resources, who have been instrumental in remote path approvals, Sherry and Jane in scheduling, who continually help me with the proof process, Beth in Biological Sciences for guiding me through purchase orders and so many other things, Debbie and the admissions and records team for answering my email questions within minutes, the IT and distance education departments for providing the tools needed for working remotely, Deepa and the payroll team who seem to work 24 hours a day, Solomon and Landis and the warehouse for taking care of all of our many packages, Guadalupe and the accounting team for processing our budget transactions, and our excellent STEM faculty, especially all of those who just spoke on behalf of me.
and particularly my current and former chairs, Tim, Mark, Danielle, Kirsten, Tony, David, Laura, and Katie, for their willingness to answer all of my questions, and the truly amazing administrative assistants who always have my back, especially Dawn, Megan, Marion, Kathy, and Janet. Every day I am supported by exceptional colleagues, and every day I cannot wait to go to work. SRJC has played an important role in my life since moving to Santa Rosa as a young newlywed in the mid-1990s. I didn't know anyone in Santa Rosa, so my first instinct was to take classes at SRJC. As a lifelong SRJ student, I met wonderful instructors and made lasting friendships through the mutual goal of learning. So when I was fortunate enough to be hired as an administrative assistant at SRJC, it brought me full circle to the first place in Santa Rosa where I felt at home. It is an honor and a privilege to be named Employee of the Month, and it is with sincere gratitude that I thank you.
Thank you very much. Did you have anything to add, Victor? Or
Yeah, so
okay.
I did want to let Ann know what she'll be receiving in recognition of her tireless dedication to SRJC. She's already received a bouquet of flowers that were delivered to her house yesterday to start the celebration. She'll be receiving a gift certificate to the Duncan Mills Tea Shop to settle so that she can settle down and watch some foreign films. A gift certificate to Salt and Stone so she can have a sumptuous meal. Of course, 2 tickets to Summer Repertory Theater and a gift certificate to the Culinary Cafe when both open again. And because of the generosity of just so many people that love and adore you, Anne, we are giving you a monetary gift of over $1,000 so that you can spoil yourself however you deem appropriate.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. And I would like to donate that to the APISA. I would like to donate to the APISA group that I'm part of. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anne, and congratulations again. Well-deserved Employee of the Month. Thank you. All right, and we're going to now move on to monthly updates. The Ad Hoc Board Racial Justice Committee, Trustee Martinez.
I'm here. Sorry. Just as you called me, my son called me too. So we met, let me see, I'm sorry, I have my notes right here and then they just went all over the place. So we met, oh my goodness. Poor Sarah, she sent me this and I can't find what I need.
Are you ready, or I can go on to the next person while you find your notes and then come back to you?
I'm ready.
Okay.
So we met on Thursday, March 11, 2021. Erin Stagg, the Associate General Counsel, School and College Legal Services of California, provided us with Brown Act training for the committee members. Regina Mahiri provided a report on Black Summit, Creating Black Equity, Action Beyond Solidarity statements that took place on February 26th. Dr. Jeremy Smotherman, Senior Director of Institutional Effectiveness Research and Planning, presented data on student success, including degree attainment and transfers, and on student employee data related to diversity, inclusion, and equity. I would like to clarify that Dr. Smotherman is attending the Racial Justice Committee meetings as a resource and to present data as requested by the committee, not as a member of the committee. A lively discussion ensued. Dr. Smotherman's presentations and goal setting and next steps were tabled for the next meeting. And since the last meeting, committee leadership, including Trustee Battenfield, Burns, and myself, received recommendations from the committee that we would regroup and reflect upon the purpose of this committee and how it will support the work being done within the college in this regard. In response, I propose we delayed our next meeting until May 13th in order to give the board members an opportunity to draft a formal charge document for this group outlining its purpose and goals. And during the May meeting, the committee will be able to review the charge, make any necessary changes, and then consider adopting a finalized version. I also propose we hold off on a meeting in the summer, June, July, and then resume within every other schedule beginning in August. And that's my report.
Thank you. We now have a foundation report. Trustee Fishman.
Hi. On March 18th, the Foundation Board of Directors approved the distribution of up to $1.5 million in 21-22 payouts from the endowment managed by the foundation. 1.2 million of these distributions will be for scholarships and over $300,000 will be for programs. The Foundation Board also approved revised bylaws, which are part of the Board of Trustees consent items today. This year's annual President's Address to the community will be held virtually on Monday, June 14th. Due to current county coronavirus risk levels, we are still unable to gather for our traditional luncheon, but we are preparing an online video event highlighting all of the achievements and progress made by the college over the course of the last year. This event is free, but sponsorships and recognition opportunities are available. Contact the SRJC Foundation office for more information. The Friends of the Petaluma Campus Trust will host a virtual fundraising event on Thursday, June 3rd at 5 p.m. The host for the event will be Ken Wayne, anchor of KRON 4 News Evening News, KRON. Money raised at this event will support programs and activities in the new Student Engagement Center. The Ag Trust continues to raise money towards the $500,000 matching grant from the Alvin Hansen Foundation. Already $285,000 have been raised. The new Sustainable Agricultural Center Foundation at Schoen Farm will be named after Alvin Hansen. The Bear Athletic Trust is raising funds to establish the Maria Sugiyama Memorial Scholarship. Maria passed away last January at the age of 84. She was a longtime teacher at Montgomery High School and a fierce advocate for girls' sports. She was also a graduate of SRJC. Through the end of March, and this is impressive, through the end of March, the foundation has secured $4.9 million in total fundings for students and program support. Can I read that again? Through the end of March, the foundation has secured $4.9 million in total funding for students and program support. This is $580,000 better than last year at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Great news. Thank you to the community for their support. All right, College President Report, Dr. Chong.
Thank you, President Battenfeld. And the last few weeks, we've been working on a transition plan for a safe reopening. Many of you have seen the memo that I sent out recently that really outlines our desire to reopen. And we are going to be reopening many more classes live. I have to say that I was not pleased with Governor Newsom's announcement about everything going back to normal by June 15th and that community colleges would be fully open. That's just not possible, given that we still have to comply with the Cal OSHA and the CDC guidelines that have been put upon us. But I'm very pleased to say that we've been putting out computers and for students. We've been distributing cash grants through the CARES Act. We continue to open up athletics with the leadership of Matt Markovich and Monica Kubo and Lenny Wagner. And we are going to do everything we can to open as much as we can safely. And it's a very, very tricky, as people know. Some of you may have just seen the latest Press Democrat alert that shows that 40 Sonoma County residents who received both doses of the vaccine have come down with a different strain of COVID. I hate to say that, but it's further complicated than we like. So I'm going to do what I've done in the past and the board has supported, is a safe and scientific based approach to reopening. I know there's a lot of people who are frustrated People who know me and know me well know that I'm an extrovert off the charts. I love being with people. I love being with students, faculty, and the classified staff and alumni. I love going to events, but we're going to monitor those. And as the situation gets better, which I hope it will, we are going to open up the college for more outdoor gatherings. We've been talking about developing more picnic tables outside so students can have outdoor safe study spaces while practicing safe distancing and also wearing masks. We're also going to have more places where people can get online and have that connectivity. So we are interested and committed to a safe reopening. And as I told people from the beginning, it's not like a flick of the switch. It's more like a dimmer, and it's going to get brighter every day. So please work with me. I appreciate the confidence of the board. I appreciate working collaboratively with Academic Senate, with AFA, with SCIU, with Unit B. Everybody, this is a team effort. And so I appreciate that. On another note, I'd like to congratulate Benjamin Goldstein, our Dean of Agriculture and Culinary, for securing a grant of $500,000 for this coming year to develop a training program for vegetation management. It's really to help with fire prevention. As we know, the fires aren't going away, and unfortunately, we had a very, very dry season this year. So this program is needed more than ever. And I really want to commend the Board of Supervisors, particularly Supervisor Corsi, who really championed our efforts. And we're working together with Sonoma Clean Power, Sonoma Water, and this is going to be a collaborative effort. And it's a new occupation that's evolved out of climate change. And you'll be hearing later from David Lehman and the Climate Committee about our further commitment to trying to do things to make things better for our community. So that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We now have a Measure H bond update with Serafin Fernandez.
Good afternoon, President Banfeld, members of the board, President Chong, and esteemed SRJC community. Our projects continue to move forward at great strides. Let me get my presentation up here. Not quite there yet. All right. So let's start off with Schoen Farm, where we have completed the roof installation on the Porter Barn and all the exterior painting. There's very minor interior work to do in the barn, and then we'll be done with that project. The produce processing facility, we have completed the installation of the slab on grade, and we're now just waiting for the actual building to be delivered, which will take place next week. The Ag Portable installation is in progress. We are currently completing some of the site work, getting the building pads ready. And we should be seeing the installation of the portable buildings on these pads by sometime next week. At Santa Rosa campus, the Central Plant project, which has had most of the campus torn up the last couple of months, we've been able to complete the installation of the underground piping at the majority of the campus. So we filled those trenches back up. We are now working on the new foundation of the new Central Plant, as well as the installation of the fire sprinklers in the Quinn Center itself. Our roofing projects at Petrocelli and Pioneer Hall are now complete, and in today's agenda, you have notices of completion for your approval. Emeritus Circle improvements, we are complete with all of the concrete work, sidewalks, curb and gutters, and the asphalt and striping. Landscaping is now in progress, and we should be done with this project by the end of this month. For CAD Phase 2, our fields are continue to make great progress, taking advantage of the weather. All of the sub drains at the baseball and softball fields are being installed, and they started installation of the concrete curbs and drilling for fence posts around all of these fields. The footings for the new field house have been poured as they get ready to start the construction on the new field house. The swimming pool excavation has started. We have a pretty big hole out there, and they'll start prepping that area for the pad of the new swimming pool in the next couple of weeks. The Towser gymnasium renovation design is again making great progress. We're waiting for approval from the state right now to move on to our next phase, but the architect is making great progress. At Baker Hall, we started the renovation of the science labs and classrooms, completed all the asbestos abatement. At Pioneer Hall, the Intercultural Center tenant improvement work is complete. Here are some pictures of the great new looking space. We should be moving furniture in there by the end of the month. And the Lilly Center for STEM Education, we're making great progress in the installation of all underground utilities. In the next month, most of what we'll be seeing is the remediation of the soil, which is getting the soil ready for the new foundation of for the new building. At Petaluma, on today's agenda, you have an item to approve for the purchase of furniture for the Student Life Project. This is the second package. You had one that you approved last month, and this is our second and most likely our final purchase for this project. Here are some of the pictures of the items that are to be purchased under this item. In addition to the Petaluma furniture, we have a couple of other items, a few other items for you to approve today. The Shone Farm produce processing facility, we have a change order number 2 from Earthstone Construction, which will bring us to about 4% of total change orders. We have an amendment for QK Architects, amendment number 3. This is for the ag classrooms. At the Student Life Project in Petaluma, we have change order number 15 for Mid-State Construction, bringing our total change order to 7.23. And we should have one more change order to finalize this project at our next board meeting. Pioneer Hall, the ICC, we have one change order and probably our only change order since we're pretty much complete with this project. Busman Hall alterations, this is phase 2. We're done with this project and asking for your approval on the notice of completion. At Burbank, we have gutter replacement for Garland Design Build entity for $149,133. This scope of work was originally included in the Burbank modernization project. However, when we decided to replace the entire roof of that project, we deleted this scope. Because of some of the delays and issues that we had with the project, we decided to hold off on the installation of these gutters until we were actually done with the building. We wanted to occupy it. And so now we're moving forward with the replacement of the gutters. Garcia Hall, we have 2 items for your approval. One is the replacement of the roof, and then the other is the modernization renovation of the project. The renovation is at $3.5 million. We had about 7 bidders who bid on that project, and Hawley and Associates is a low bidder. The Santa Rosa 12 kV main switchgear and feeder replacement resolution. This is a change order in the form of a resolution. As you may recall, we had a power shutdown for 1 week. Basically, we had 1 week in order to complete this entire project. The change order, which is pretty low, $42,000, is still over the 10% of total change orders. It's approximately 5.7% of the overall contract. So it's in the form of a resolution for your approval. This is work that needed to take place in that 1 week. And then the final, we're asking for your approval of the results of the Architectural Services RFQ we have 31 architectural companies that qualified for this list. We do this about every 4 to 5 years. And so this list will be good for us to work off of for the next 5 years. And we'll solicit work from these architects for any of our Measure H projects or any other capital projects throughout the campus. And this completes my report unless you have any questions.
Any board members have any questions? Okay, thank you very much. Now, a regular monthly site update, Public Safety Training Center with Josh Adams.
Good afternoon, President Battenfield, Dr. Chong, and college community. I'm Josh Adams, the Dean of Curriculum, Scheduling, Older Adults, and Public Safety Training Center. Today, I'll be giving a brief overview of the Santa Rosa Junior College's Public Safety Training Center, which we refer to as PSTC. SRJC's Public Safety Training was established in 1958 as a law enforcement training program. It became a regional training center for the California North Coast in 1973, adding fire technology and emergency medical care programs shortly thereafter. PSTC is currently located on Skyline Boulevard in Windsor, California, which is a 20-acre center that was completed in 2002. Our programs currently serve about 6,000 student enrollments each year from areas throughout California, and we have awarded 7,997 certificates and degrees since 2016. PSTC offers multiple programs in fire technology, law enforcement, in-service corrections and dispatch, emergency medical care, and administration of justice. Before I review a little more details on our different areas, I wanted to share a video produced by our Career Education Office and Public Relations that illustrates some of what we do. Our fire technology program follows a California State Fire Training curriculum, which includes a 24-unit intensive firefighter academy, an associate degree in fire technology, and a fire science company officer certificate. We also offer in-service classes for working firefighters, teaching topics such as wildland incident ops, hazmat, fire management, fire inspections and investigations, and my personal favorite to watch, driver operator. Always wanted to drive a fire truck. Our emergency medical care program includes the following ladder: emergency medical responder, emergency medical technician, emergency medical system services academy, and an associate degree for becoming a paramedic. EMC also has in-service classes in areas such as emergency vehicle operator course, commonly referred to as EVOC, basic arrhythmia, EMT recertification, and advanced life support update. Our law enforcement and corrections programs include a California Post Intensive Basic Police Academy, an STC Corrections Academy, and Probation Officer Academy. We also offer in-service training for current law enforcement officers that include many mandated annual perishable skills courses and topics. This past summer, the Chancellor's Office hosted a call to action webinar where Chancellor Oakley and system leaders challenged our system to actively strategize and take action against structural racism. Specifically, the call to action asked for our system to mobilize around 6 key areas, which included a system-wide review of law enforcement officers and first responder training and curriculum. Locally, we have begun our own review of our curriculum. Currently, SRJC runs a student-centered, respect-based police training academy versus the high-stress and more militaristic academy style. Our goal is that the officers and deputies that SRJC trains truly serve their communities with respect and community-focused service. Post requires that an academy has 664 hours of training, but allows local academies to offer more. Our basic police academy includes a robust and diverse curriculum and 800 hours of training covering principled policing in the community, victimology and crisis intervention, use of force that emphasizes de-escalation, cultural diversity and anti-discrimination, racial profiling awareness, and we contextualize the above in about 300 hours in other learning domains. SRJC was also part of a California Post pilot program in 2018, which developed the curriculum above and made many of these trainings mandatory across the state. We are continuing to work locally and with the Chancellor's Office call to action. All of us at Public Safety Training Center are continually dedicated to the cause of anti-racism and incorporating its principles into our curriculum and training. We know there's much work yet to be done, but as we engage in this important and challenging effort, I believe you will see that we are truly driven by our commitment to service to our community. All of our programs at PSTC focus on hands-on training, which rely on a lot of equipment. We wouldn't have the quality programs that we have today without the Career Education Office and their support through Strong Workforce and CETIA grants. This list includes some of the grant purchases over the past couple of years. To conclude, we want to say thank you to the board for your support and everyone else who supports Public Safety Training Center and our students. And that concludes my report.
Thank you very much for that report. And yes.
Dorothy, can I say something?
Yes.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Am I allowed to ask a question? Josh, I just want to thank you for adding the Chancellor's call to action in your report. It was going to be the first thing out of my mouth if it hadn't been mentioned. And thank you for being proactive. I'm sorry, my phone's ringing. For proactive in answering the question. The only thing I would say, and it's not a negative thing, it's just we might need some more hours in there.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, kudos to you and thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, now our last report, but not least, student trustee report. Jocelyn Toscano.
Yes, hello, good afternoon, everyone. I do not have much to report on since I have been very busy with school and classes. One of them being in person, and I want to say again that I'm very grateful to be able to take a partial in-person class because without the exception, this class would be next to impossible to do remote. But saying that, I do agree with the choice to remain remote in the fall because though there are many obstacles with online learning, I, as a student and friends of mine have told me, I do believe that Governor Newsom's decision to reopen may lead to closures again, and it would be more difficult for students to adjust to in-person and then change back to online measure for the worst case scenario, honestly, with COVID. Also, as a nursing major, I do believe that safety comes first for students, and I also do understand the backlash that some students have been saying with it being a challenge. Besides that, I have been working on an event with the Peers Coalition on raising awareness about mental health. Though this has been talked about widely in the past year, we will be focusing on a broad view of mental health of all backgrounds, similar to the letter of support that SGA and Delashay Corona Benson have been working on for marginalized students with all the hate crimes and unfortunately deaths that have been happening recently. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your report. I appreciate it. All right, do we have any board member comments? Trustee Fishman?
Hi, I have a number of things that I wanted to comment on, but I will be brief, I promise. First of all, I just want to acknowledge that it's Classified Professional Appreciation Week or month, or I'm not sure which week it is, but it should be the month. And so thank you for all that you do. Going to miss all the traditional events that we are not being able to share together. But again, you're appreciated, you hold us up. Thank you. I did want to mention that this week is DEI week, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Week. With the community colleges, the Chancellor called this DEI Awareness Month, excuse me. And I just wanted for a second to talk about a statewide group that I'm involved with, and Trustee Battenfeld is also involved. I'm involved with professional development. I think Trustee Battenfeld is with mentorship. And there's lots of activities going on statewide that are very positive, enriching, that could affect the whole community college system. I have, of course, communicated all of this with the Academic Senate, with Sarah Tompkins in HR. I'm staying in my lane, but there's some wonderful things going on. However, in the last 72 hours, there's been some things that have happened nationally that sort of take my breath away, that reinforces, all the work that needs to be done and what needs to happen across the board. SRJC is amazing. When other colleges talk about, oh, hey, this might be a good idea, I can literally sit there and say, well, we're doing that. And it's impressive. And I will say that some of this has come from the BSU's proactive advocacy. How's that for saying that politely? That I appreciate, that has fermented conversation about curriculum, in particular at SRJC. And so thank you to the BSU for that as well. I choose to be optimistic, although it's been a tough couple of days. The last thing I will say is that I absolutely support the college's transition plan in working both distance ed and in person. I understand this is very difficult. I appreciate the assessment, the analysis, the reading of the CDC guidelines, figuring out exactly what we can do and what we can't do, getting out the tape measures and measuring classrooms. The logistic problem is huge. I appreciate the shared governance that has gone into supporting this transition position, and how we're going to implement it. And so once again, I support the president, I support the cabinet, I support the college community, the faculty, and thank you. There was one more thing. I'm trying to go fast because we got a lot on the agenda today. And I think I'll leave it at that. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Fishman. Trustee Kunde, you have your hand up.
Yeah, I just want to comment. I agree. Everything that Maggie spoke to. I wanted to talk to a couple of those things, but I'm not going to belay that what she said about the president and moving forward with what we're doing. Just two more shout outs. I wanted to say Dean Benjamin Goldstein from Agricultural Natural Resource. I wanted to say great job on the grant that he received. He got for the school, and also I was just blown away by Trustees Fishman Foundation report. And a big shout out for all the effort the SRJC Foundation has made in this, horrendous times, and they're ahead of last year. And it's just amazing all the work that everybody does and the support that they get from people. I just to Jay and his crew, and just a job well done. So that's all I want to say.
Thank you. Any other trustees? I don't see any other hands up. Okay. Yeah, I also want to briefly I was also going to acknowledge Classified Professional Recognition Week. Right. It's not enough for it just to be a week, but I'm happy to recognize and acknowledge and thank all the classified professionals for everything they are doing, especially all the extra efforts I know everybody is making in these challenging times. And again, I also support the reopening, the plan to move to more in-person while focusing on health and safety with remote needs, and echo what Trustee Kunde and Trustee Fishman said. The other thing is I also want to again reiterate my full support for our board resolution last month in support of our AAPI community and our earlier resolution in solidarity with our Black community and in support of greater equity and anti-racism. I want to especially acknowledge and appreciate Dr. Chong's Close to Home that was published in the Press Democrat last month that he wrote with Santa Rosa City School Superintendent Diane Kinamaru and SSU President Judy Sakaki, and then another interview that he gave with the Press Democrat. Unfortunately, as a result of these articles, Dr. Chong was the recipient of hateful and racist emails, which is completely and totally unacceptable. I want to make sure that everybody knows that the board fully supports Dr. Chong, and we have responded to support him on his behalf. And I just want to make sure that the SRJC community knows that we will not tolerate any kind of harassment or attacks on groups or individuals at SRJC. I have asked Human Resources to send out information to staff and students of their rights, the process for reporting harassment, especially any kind of racist, sexist, and homophobic attacks. I appreciate everyone at the JC who's committed to having SRJC be more anti-racist and inclusive community. And thank you. And we will now move on to reports, starting with Academic Senate, Julie Thompson.
Thank you. Okay, Board President Battenfeld, trustees, Dr. Chong, college community. Thank you as always for this opportunity to report on the work of the Academic Senate. The Senate has been busy this year, and while decision-making for 26 people can be cumbersome and slow, as the year comes to a close and I look back, I see that we have accomplished a lot since last summer. The Senate has initiated several work groups and task forces that are comprised of senators and other faculty members. These groups are currently working to improve the faculty job announcement, create a draft of the credit for prior learning administrative procedure to complement the credit for prior learning board policy that was recently presented to the board, and determine the details of a faculty professional development requirement focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion. The Senate is also delighted to partner with Dean Robert Holcomb in implementing communities of practice for the faculty. 16 faculty members have designed professional learning opportunities for small cohorts of faculty members. COPs, as we call them, create communities of learners who spend several hours together over a period of days, weeks, or months as they delve into a focused issue. Topics of these COPs include Umoja, creating Black equity, online design for courses, tutorial center work, working with multilingual students, how STEM faculty members can respond to AB 705's impact on their courses, and creating safe discussion space for faculty members of color. The Academic Senate for California Community Colleges is hosting its spring plenary this week. This is a 3-day virtual event, and the theme of this plenary is working collectively, transforming and decolonizing institutions. The 25 breakout sessions will focus on legislation, faculty learning, the use of data to inform decisions about student learning, college governance, AB 705 data, leadership, guided pathways, and much more. We are sending virtually 8 SRJC senators and faculty members to this event, which means that we will have enough people present to attend every session. Robust attendance at plenary is critically important for us locally, as we are exposed to innovative ideas and are then able to share and apply at home what we have learned and work to improve our college so that we can do right by our students and our community. Normally, due to travel costs, the Senate has the resources to send only 2 senators to plenary. This spring, because plenary is remote and therefore a fraction of the cost, we are sending 8. I confess that this is a shameless acknowledgement of the Senate's need for increased funding which the Senate would put to good use by continuing to send several senators to plenary once the more costly in-person format resumes. This will benefit the whole college. Remaining Senate meetings this semester will focus on completing revisions of the faculty hiring policy and procedure. Our April 7th meeting was largely devoted to laying out the landscape for discussion, debate, and decision-making at upcoming meetings. There are some sticking points, but there is vast common ground and goodwill. I am confident that we will finalize a draft that will lead to hiring a diverse and excellent faculty. Our students and our community deserve no less. I would also like to note that in a recent conversation that I had with Board President Battenfeld, she asked that the board receive a list of items that the Senate is working on. There is definitely more happening than I can report on in 5 minutes, so I will happily be providing that list for the board. Finally, a lot of people have made this work possible. I'm grateful to Dr. Chong and many other members of the administration for recognizing the Senate's many areas of responsibility so that the Senate has the opportunity to do this work, furthering equity and quality education for our students. I also thank the numerous faculty members who have stepped forward to provide leadership, and I thank also the trustees who have made time for conversations with me and who have attended Senate meetings this year. Your support matters to us. And that ends my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next report, Classified Senate, Debbie Weatherly. If you are here.
President
Welcome.
Battenfeld, Board of Trustees, Dr. Chong, and colleagues. The Classified Senate had our monthly meeting on Friday, April 2nd. We had a PISA committee join us as our guest, and they had a very well thought out presentation that they gave to us. It was a pleasure having them. We voted on action items for the following. We are going to provide a letter of support that was requested from our Sustainability Committee, asking that CalPERS would divest funding from fossil fuels. Our second action was supporting our Black Lives Matter movement here locally in the district with a resolution stating as much and creating an opportunity for a scholarship with the details still being worked through. Our third action was addressing the anti-racism that is currently going on against the Asian Pacific community and our own president. We lend our support to helping stop this injustice with an official statement from the Classified Senate. Dorothy Battenfeld is scheduled to attend our next Senate meeting on May 7th, and Maggie Fishman is scheduled to attend on June 4th. We would like to continue to extend an invitation to attend one of our Senate meetings in the future to our elected board trustees. Let us know when you would be available, and we will add you as a guest to our agenda. Our recent fundraiser of offering Seas candy for the spring season raised over $700. Thank you, Linda J., for orchestrating the sales and to our community for your support. Classified Professionals Appreciation Week is the last week of April. Thank you, Dorothy, for acknowledging that. The dates are the 26th through the 30th. We continue to encourage the supervisors and managers of classified professional employees to acknowledge their specific employees and the value they bring to their individual departments. This certainly has been a tough year for all, and our classified professionals have stepped up to the challenge. We look forward to the time when we can all come back together for that annual dinner that culminates our Classified Appreciation Week. But until then, we can be appreciated from afar. I attended the annual gathering of the Senates for Northern California, which was offered on Zoom. There was much discussion and sharing of ideas from our different Senates on how to stay connected while respecting social distancing guidelines. Mental health and self-care was a common topic of that day. We look forward to the Classified Leadership Institute, which has been offered on Zoom June 9th through the 11th. Due to the fact that this is on Zoom, which has substantially lowered the overall cost and no travel is expected, we have opened this up to all of our senators on the Senate. We look forward to the professional and personal growth that will come from attending such a rich conference. We want to thank Dr. Chong for the release time to attend this important conference, which we trust will build our local leadership in Classified Senate. And I just want to note that this conference is funded because we fundraise. We get very little funding from the district. So it's all fundraising, and that's why we do so many different options of fundraising. This will conclude my April report, and thank you and have a great evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, Student Government Assembly, Delachey. Are you here, Delachey?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, great, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, President Battenfield, Board of Trustees, Dr. Chong, and the college community. I first want to acknowledge that SGA is definitely in solidarity with the APIA community and with our APAS community here at the college and all marginalized students. BSU will be hosting an event tomorrow after Dr. Hale's class for 1 hour at 11:30 for the community to voice and vent and cry and whatever we need to do to get through these trying times. I also want to send out a special shout out to Maggie Fisherman, who has really just showed us a lot of support at BSU, and we appreciate that. One of the things that is really great news is that we have gotten the approval to do a Unity Through Community Walk, and that is going to be on May 15th. And notice I did not say March. We're going to do a peaceful Unity Walk with the community, with all of the marginalized students, with all the students, everyone. I'm hoping that all staff, faculty, and hopefully you, Board of Trustees, join us and walking in solidarity with our students and with our community so that we walk in unity through community. We also have Earth Week coming up, and we have some exciting things going on like Meatless Monday and Hemp Hooray on 420, and are finishing off kind of with our trash and fashion show. If any of y'all would like to whip up some trash and fashion, please sign up and walk the plank, I would say, because it's, I would think. We also just started working on our budget. Well, we've been working on it, but we've really started working on it now, doing lots of cuts. I wish, if Kate's here, I hope you're hearing us, lots of cuts. Elections have also started, and that's going pretty smoothly. We'll be having a new SGA soon for next year. I also have been attending the SSCCC and learning everything from financial reform to making the campus more inclusive. I was saddened not to hear a report on Southwest, but I really hope to hear on Southwest soon. I'm not going to let up on that. Would like to hear about that soon. We are in total support of Dr. Chong not having all school, everyone coming back to school in the fall, and us an understanding that we have to stay in a remote. However, we are still very concerned about professors making it mandatory for us to use our cameras. The cameras are really causing an increased anxiety and stress. It's causing students to have Zoom fatigue. They're having to choose with obligations. Do I, get something for my child or stay on camera? It's kind of, we're feeling that we're not being treated right, like almost, we have a right of privacy. We signed up for school. We didn't sign up for school to be in our house. And also everyone doesn't have the financial means to have these great cameras or the great internet. So once again, leaving a lot of the marginalized students behind by making us mandatory to leave our cameras on. So I hope that people take that under consideration. I want to recognize the classified staff. We definitely support you. SGA loves you. And I'm so proud of, I'm really holding back some tears now, to tell you the truth, because it's been a very bad week with everything that's going on with all of these attacks. And I have to say that I'm very proud of SRJC. I'm so proud that you guys have stepped up. You took my demands and you ran with it. You haven't dropped the ball. I have been to numerous meetings, Zoom after Zoom after Zoom, to promote this. And it's just so beautiful how you guys have stepped forward to make the lives of the Black students at SRJC a priority, to make the marginalized students at SRJC a priority, and to make all the students are going to benefit from everything that we're doing. And I just really greatly appreciate that. I'm feeling that, and I never think that I would even say this about SRJC. When I first came to SRJC, I never felt at home. I'm looking forward to coming back in person, feeling that now SRJC has shown me that there is some advocacy, that we are working in inclusion, that there are working towards diversity and equity for all students. And I'm very proud to say that I am not just the president of SRJC's student body, but a student at SRJC. And I gotta give a special thanks to everyone who helps us at SGA, which is Pedro and Robert. You guys couldn't have hired a better people in those positions. And of course, my assembly members at SGA that has made my job just really easy. And of course, our steady help from Sandra and Sarah Wiley, just beautiful. And our advisors, like we couldn't do it without them. And that's Genevieve, Regina, and Zach Miranda. You guys, those are like the most perfect crew. If you're gonna start your budget, please, they all need raises. All of them need raises. I'm gonna keep saying that at every meeting. They all need raises. Has been the most horrific year that any student who has had to go to school has endured. And they have been there every step of the way. They need raises. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Now we have AFA with Sean Martin.
Yes, President Battenfeld, trustees, President Chong, colleagues, and other members of the community. I'm just going to segue from my prepared remarks to first express my deep sympathy and grief for all those who have suffered at the hands of racist violence recently. It's been a very difficult time for me, and I can only imagine how it must be for members of the community who feel personally vulnerable to this violence. And I just want to express my personal commitment and also the commitment of AFA to support our efforts here at SRJC and beyond to address racist hatred and violence throughout our community and our society. So, today, my report on behalf of AFA will be limited to one topic, namely the district's plans for reopening on-site instruction and services in the fall 2021 semester. It's been widely reported across the state and nation that teachers' unions, along with the negotiations process, have been an obstacle to a return to in-person instruction. We perceive many of these reports as simply the latest effort to scapegoat labor while distorting the realities of the negotiations process. And though we are not aware of any specific reporting regarding SRJC or the AFA, there is a growing rumor in our community, or as some have described it, the word on the street is that negotiations with AFA are holding up the fall scheduling process. Today, I wish to put those rumors to rest by clearly asserting for the record that AFA is in no way holding up the process to prepare for a more expansive offering of in-person instruction and services. AFA has for some time been preparing the ground for increased on-site instruction and services. We are convinced that doing so will better serve the interest of students, our community, and faculty alike, and do not agree with the decision to continue offering mostly remote instruction and services in fall 2021. In preparation for negotiations on the provisions for increased on-site offerings in the fall, AFA has conducted listening sessions along with numerous other interactions with our unit members. We've carefully cataloged faculty and member concerns so that we may better represent their diverse interests at the table. In addition, AFA recently conducted a survey of the faculty, inquiring as to their preferences for returning to in-person instruction and services in the fall 2021 semester. We received a robust response with 440 replies. Roughly half of respondents replied unequivocally they would prefer to return to campus in the fall. A quarter of respondents replied in the negative, and those who responded with uncertainty cited a number of conditions that would impact their level of comfort with in-person instruction and services, including the state of the pandemic, safety conditions on campus, how many students and employees are vaccinated, family circumstances, along with masking and distancing requirements. Faculty, as reflected in both our listening sessions and survey, have been overwhelmingly focused on student needs. Among the most common concern we've received pertains to an entire generation of students being deprived of the robust and transformative education they both desire and deserve. We recognize uncertainty remains and that the stakes are high. We agree with President Chong that the safety of our students, employees, and community members are the top priority. Thus, we recognize that a return to in-person instruction and services implies additional resources be devoted to and effective protocols adopted for that purpose. We recognize that some promising developments have come from the broad experiment with remote instruction and services. And further, we fully support providing options for those who, due to the pandemic, are either unable or unwilling to return to in-person activities so that they may continue in a remote medium. We aren't calling for a return to normal. This report is not a complete repudiation of the district's stated intent to engage in a measured return to campus. But we are convinced there is an opportunity to develop a plan that is both responsive to the needs of effective development of the instructional schedule and also capable of responding to conditions as they are leading up to the fall semester. We can pull back from in-person instruction and services as necessary. We've done it before. It's difficult. But the opposite is not possible. Thus, if we fail to prepare a more robust return to on-site instruction and services, we're preemptively excluding creative and effective strategies that might better serve our students and our community. We sincerely hope the district remains open-minded on these questions and wish for our members, as well as the entire community, to know that AFA is ready to partner with our district colleagues on such a solution. Thank you very much for your time and attention.
Very much. Next report is SEIU with Sandy Segala.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Board President Battenfield, Board of Trustees, Dr. Chung, colleagues and community. Thank you for some of your time on the agenda today. And thank you for acknowledging Classified Recognition Week this month. Appreciate that. As I mentioned last month, I wanted to keep the board updated through our process that SEIU continues the task while working with the district management regarding our classification review study for the classified professional job descriptions. This is a very long time consuming task that includes 243 individual job descriptions that we need to review. SEIU has 3 classified review committee members, along with our 4 negotiators who have been reviewing each of these job descriptions as often as we possibly can so we can meet up with the timeline. We have met with the contractor, Siegel and Associates, along with the district, and we've shared several questions and concerns that we've had, and we will continue to be meeting with them eventually, routinely. Also, SEIU has been in negotiations with the district with the primary subject matter of COVID-19 updates for health and safety, which includes continuous updates for Sonoma County. Again, we want to thank Kate Jolly for her leadership working with the county and her hard work in bringing the vaccines to campus and working with our student health department. SEIU also wants to acknowledge and thank the student health department for their leadership under Rebecca Norwick to take on this task. We're now able to vaccinate district employees and prioritize our students for vaccinations as well. SEIU will continue with discussions on how and/or ways to return back to campus, as there is a lot of safety issues and changes that would need to take into consideration and preparation for the return. I want to thank Dr. Chong for your clarification for the fall 2021, the second email to remain largely remote with expansion of an in-person labs courses as you continue to work with the County Department of Health for courses to review for in-person instruction and or activities. SEIU is looking forward to seeing the draft of the transition plan that outlines the district plan for a safe reopening that will provide us guidelines. As mentioned previously, excuse me, our classified membership meetings are held twice a month. One is at noon, and again, we meet again at 3 o'clock on another day. Our next meeting will be a listening session, so we're looking forward to that coming up. The participation has been incredible with around 133 classified attending. Thanks to Zoom, and that was a good thing about Zoom, that we get more people to attend, so we appreciate that. One of the agenda items always includes a COVID update. So at the last 2 meetings, we provided a survey on Zoom that was confidential and anonymous for those who wanted to participate. So we asked various COVID questions. Answers were shared in a yes or a no response with the percentage breakdown for each question that was answered, and that was shared at the meeting. I also want to recognize the Board of Trustee President Dorothy Battenfield for joining us at the classified membership meeting this month. It was a pleasure to have her present as she gave us her background and then addressed several questions that she was able to answer from the membership. So thank you, Madam President, and we look forward to sending an invitation to the other board members for a near future meeting with us as well. SEIU appreciates the continued work, arrangements, and plans with the district in regards to the classified permanent and or temporary reassignments as they're being discussed and maybe need to be made, in particular when a position may be impacted. So SEIU works closely with the district to solve any concerns or questions or issues when necessary or when needed. So we appreciate that. SEIU also appreciates the college's agreement to the shared governance structure, and we appreciate it when updates or changes are being brought forward and not rushed through. We can agree that it is important in order for change to happen that there needs to be transparency and inclusivity throughout the process for the classified professionals as well. Classified professionals also add value and our professional expertise in several areas of shared governance. Classified professionals ask that we continue to be included when changes or decisions are being considered and our classified appointments are not being diminished. Just want to end and appreciation comments made today regarding anti-racism and inclusiveness comments that were made by the board. And I want to thank you for your attention, and this ends my report today. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. Appreciate it. All right, last report is the management liaison team, Sarah Lagos.
Good afternoon, President Battenfeld, members of the board, Dr. Chung, and college community. My name is Sarah Lagos, and I am the Director of Philanthropy for the SRJC Foundation and the co-chair of the Management Liaison Group. Recently, I was contacted by the students in SRJC's 99th Fire Academy to establish a new scholarship. They are days away from achieving one of their collective goals, which is to have all 40 of their recruits graduate. It seems easy on paper, or at least it did to me, but as the class leaders assured me, it is anything but. This feat has only been achieved once in the 50 years since the program's inception. After learning such a surprising fact, I had to inquire about how they were able to accomplish such a monumental goal. The answer, they told me, was trust and camaraderie. They came together as a class. They relied on each other for support, guidance, and motivation. By the end of their first week in the program, the students realized they were there not just for themselves, but also for each other, just like they would be for their communities upon graduation. To truly succeed, they had to trust in each other to overcome the physical, mental, and academic challenges along the way. These remarkable men and women not only were about to achieve a rare goal at SRJC, but they were also coming together as a class to establish a scholarship to support a new student entering the Fire Academy. These students are so impressive. Their legacy simply could have been their own personal success, but instead, they were taking the step beyond that to pay forward the success they had experienced by reaching back to support another. At SRJC, we teach students, but they also have plenty to teach us. This experience reminds me that we too must come together with trust and collaboration to achieve the goals set before us and overcome the challenges we are facing. There is no outlier in the 99th Academy, no person who was left behind. 40 people looked around the room and said, "We can do this if we stick together, if we trust in each other to do the work necessary to succeed." We come from different backgrounds, we have different views, and we have different ways of achieving and viewing success, but our rising tide will lift all boats. I can't imagine how hard it may be on some days when one person wanted to quit, or when classmates disagreed, or didn't have the motivation to last another day. But the class leaders have assured me they didn't let them. It's a good reminder for all of us right now as we face difficult decisions with a variety of viewpoints and personal experiences and opinions. We, as managers, as a college, and as a community, must work together to navigate the complex situations before us. We can't do that without trust and camaraderie. These students are led by the incredible team at the Public Safety Training Center, so I'd like to acknowledge Sharice Arnold, Lanny Brown, Steve Potter, and Ken Sebastiani, the directors of the Public Safety Training Center programs, and their dean, the always amazing Josh Adams. As we complete 1 year of remote learning, Public Safety Training Center delivered education in person the longest in this pandemic, never missing a beat and providing training and education for first responders, like these students in the 99th Fire Academy. They have a lot to teach us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is the end of our reports. We're now moving to the consent agenda. Does anybody wish, any board members wish to move anything on the consent agenda to D and vote on separately? Anybody? Okay, seeing nothing, then I need a motion and a second for consent agenda items 1 through 19.
Move to approve consent agenda items 1 through 19.
Second.
All right, then we will have a roll call vote.
Student trustee Toscano,
Aye.
trustee Bañuelos,
Aye.
trustee Burns,
Aye.
trustee Fishman,
Aye.
trustee Kendi,
Aye.
trustee Lindley,
Aye.
trustee Martinez,
Aye.
trustee Battenfeld.
Aye. Thank you. Next, we are moving on to the action agenda. It's already been a long and productive meeting, and we have several important issues to discuss on the action agenda and in information. So to give everybody a Zoom break, I am going to take the board's chair's prerogative, and we're going to have a 5-minute break, go stretch, walk around, and we'll see everybody in 5 minutes to start D. Thank you. Okay, if everybody's here, I'm ready to restart the meeting. I think everybody is here, so I'll just officially call the meeting back in session. And we are on D, the action agenda, starting with the personnel actions for April 13th, 2021. I need a motion and a second, please.
So
Move
moved.
for
Okay.
Oh, a second.
All right. Do we have any public comment? Any board comments or questions? Okay, then roll call vote.
Student trustee Toscano,
Aye.
trustee Bañuelos,
Aye.
trustee Burns,
Aye.
trustee Fishman,
Aye.
trustee Kendi,
Aye.
trustee Lindley,
Aye.
trustee Martinez,
Aye.
trustee Battenfeld.
Aye. Thank you. We now have D2, February 12th, 2021 to March 18th, 2021 warrants. I need a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any public comment? Any board comments or questions? Okay, roll call vote.
Student trustee Toscano,
Aye.
trustee Bañuelos,
Aye.
trustee Burns,
Aye.
trustee Fishman,
Aye.
trustee Kendi,
Aye.
trustee Lindley,
Aye.
trustee Martinez,
Aye.
trustee Battenfeld.
Aye. Thank you. We now have D3, Resolution 421, calling for the creation and the support of policies to reduce the impact of climate change. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
I have a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you. Any public comment? Do we have a presentation on this?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Okay, so we'll do the presentation and then see if there's public comment and then see if there's board comments or questions.
Yes, thank you, President Battenfeld. It's my pleasure to introduce David Liebman and Sarah Jones from the math department. Both of them have been working tirelessly on advancing our sustainability efforts within the district. And they've come up with a plan for us. And I'm going to turn it over to David and Sarah to make the presentation.
Thank you, Dr. Chong. Good afternoon, everyone. Board of Trustees, President Chong, and college community. My name is David Liebman. I'm the Energy and Sustainability Manager for SRJC. And co-presenting with me today is Sarah Jones, math faculty and co-chair of the district-wide Sustainability Committee. Our goal today is to give you a quick update on the sustainability work that the Sustainability Committee has been doing in the name of accomplishing the college's strategic plan, Goal E, which calls for establishing a strong culture of sustainability, and then talk about how this resolution that has been put before you will help drive the college in moving forward to create a plan that will address our current climate crisis and the impacts on the college. As we know, we are living in a changing climate. We've experienced 3 fires in the past 4 years, as well as a flood. These impacts affect how we operate and impact our mission and our values as an institution. However, despite these impacts, the college continues to be a leader and at the forefront of addressing the climate crisis. Our leadership is really seen through our actions and what we've accomplished in the past couple years. The Santa Rosa Junior College was the first California community college to be certified as a bronze certification in a nationwide sustainability rating system. Our Student Government Assembly, through the California Community College Student Senate, passed a single-use plastics ban for auxiliary services. Additionally, thanks to Measure H, the college leadership was able to allocate $32.5 million to energy and sustainability projects, which has produced over $1 million in annual utility cost savings, as well as reduced the college's impact of greenhouse gas emissions. Additionally, President Chong has signed the President's Climate Commitment, which calls on the college as a leader to help address the climate crisis. And lastly, signed in 2018, the Green Print 1.0, which was the first iteration of the college's sustainability action plan. The college was able to accomplish 15 of its 18 objectives, which has led us to today and is leading us into the future. The Sustainability Committee prides itself on creating actionable goals with metrics that can be measured annually, biannually on a regular basis in order to verify that it is accomplishing its goals and helping the college achieve Goal E. It is through this lens that we are working on the new iteration of the Green Print, which we are calling the Green Print 2.0, which will be the college's ambitious climate and sustainability action plan. The Green Print 2.0 has 9 goals that cross the breadth of sustainability and its impacts in relation to the college's operation and college community. And through these goals, each with achievable metrics, measurable metrics and objectives, we work to achieve an equitable transition to a post-carbon future.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sarah Jones. I'm in the math department faculty, and I'm also the co-chair of the Sustainability Committee. We need to continue to work through a lens of a climate emergency with our faculty, employees, and students to take action to prevent the distressing impacts of the climate crisis. The Green Print 2.0 is a comprehensive spreadsheet listing 9 objectives with concrete actions and metrics that will allow SRJC to be a leader in developing ways to mitigate carbon emissions, sequester carbon, and adapt to climate change. I want to highlight some of the current work of the Sustainability Committee. Guy Tillotson has created a waste management plan that needs the support of the entire campus community to be successful. Jessica Lofgren, David, and Emma have worked with the Sustainability Associates from the Empower Procurement Program at Lawrence Berkeley National Lab to refine our comprehensive sustainable purchasing policy, and have described methods for the purchasing department to track and report progress towards meeting our sustainability goals. We are working with College Council, Academic Senate, AFA, Classified Senate, and SEIU to include sustainability language in job descriptions and job announcements. We need to continue to apply for grants to install green infrastructure like bike lanes and hire more great sustainability fellows like Emma Hibbard. More fellows will allow us to track our emissions and realize savings opportunities. Acting now will allow SRJC to tap into funds becoming available through the Biden administration. Then we can create sustainability programs like regenerative agriculture and courses that help students prepare for a carbon-free economy. Katie Gerber continues to attract guest speakers to her environmental forums so we can educate our students and community about climate change. Crystal Chavez and Guy Tillotson have developed a comprehensive sustainable athlete program to educate student athletes about how their actions can impact the climate. We've also created a sustainability leaf for our schedule of classes to tag courses that teach sustainability topics and or incorporate sustainability into how they are taught. Genevieve Bertones helped us integrate equity into our sustainability work by adding equity goals and metrics to our Greenprint 2.0. Kate, Robert, Pedro continue to work on the affordable on-campus student housing project and the 101 bicycle pedestrian overcrossing. Genevieve is supporting development of the newly renovated Intercultural Center and supports events like the We the Future Social Justice Conference that is happening this Friday, April 16th. Alexa Forrester is working to bring SRGC together with community groups like the Sunrise Movement to support actions that will lead to a just transition to a carbon-free future. Carolyn Marshall and Delashay are mobilizing the Student Sustainability Committee to sponsor engaging events and Earth Week activities happening April 19th through 25th. Abigail Zoger is running the 3rd annual award-winning Climate Action Night so that we can continue to teach students to advocate for legislation that will provide for an equitable transition to a carbon-free future. Please join us on April 29th. The Sustainability Committee welcomes the entire college community to our meeting on the 4th Thursday of each month. The Sustainability Committee appreciates all SRJC's efforts to move the college forward to a more sustainable future. We will continue to work with College Council to update policy changes needed to achieve the goals of the Greenprint 2.0. We need to shift the plan to a greater shared responsibility. We need the leadership, energy, and commitment of everyone in this meeting, as well as the entire district, to achieve net zero for our college and our community.
Do we have any public comment on this agenda item? All right, any board member comments or questions?
I have a comment.
Okay, Caroline had her hand up first.
Oh,
so
okay, go Caroline.
Wait a second. Okay, Caroline, and then Trustee Fishman.
Sure, I'll be quick. I just want to say how excited I was to see this on the agenda. I think it's excellent. I want to congratulate the Sustainability Committee. I think it's really exciting, all of the work that you're doing. And I'm most excited about the prospect of the creation of a climate action plan. So that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to say, go for it. I'm so excited. I think this is wonderful. This is something that really, another issue that speaks to me. So thank you so much for all the work that you're doing.
All right, Trustee Fishman, and then I also see Trustee Burns, you're next.
So I echo everything that Caroline said, but I do have, I don't know, one concern. And my concern is that I don't think your resolution is strong enough. I don't think, it doesn't even mention the green 2.0 anywhere, does it? I don't, and this is probably an editorial comment, and I applaud everything that you're doing. But at the same time, the presentation that you gave to us isn't necessarily reflected in your resolution, which is fine because you consolidate a bunch of stuff. I would have voted for a stronger resolution, and a one that you bragged more about all the wonderful things that you've done. So what I would, instead of like pulling this and asking you to rewrite it, which, you know, you'd probably tear your hair out if I did that. I would really, your presentation you just did, that's the guts. I mean, it's so important to communicate that in any kind of press that you do, in any kind of reminding us about what's going on. It's in the presentation that I think is powerful. Actually, more than your resolution, although I support your resolution. So those are my comments. As left-handed as it might feel, David, I think sometimes you're a little understated about some of the wonderful things that you're doing.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Burns, and then I think we do have a public comment, which I will make sure and include that person before we have the vote. So Trustee Burns.
Yeah, I just wanted to echo, I think what both Trustee Benuelos and Trustee Fishman mentioned. Yeah, and on top of that, I just wanted to thank, the Sustainability Committee, David. Thank you for everything that you've done. The college has definitely come quite far in the past 6 years, 5 years, since we've with the Measure H bond passage, all of the different sustainability projects that we've done on campus, the solar installations, the microgrid grant that you received, everything small and large, I think you should be proud of, and I am wholeheartedly supportive of making the JC greener, more sustainable, and reducing our carbon footprint. And as Trustee Fishman mentioned, yes, I would love to see your resolution. It definitely is not reflective of the extent that I would like to see it go. I'm supportive of it, but for the future that seeing even a much more stronger sustainability resolution, I would be 100% supportive of that as well. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. And then I think we have a public comment. If you could just give your name before you speak, that would be great.
Sure. Hi, my name's Eris Weaver. I'm the Executive Director of the Sonoma County Bicycle Coalition, and both a former student and former faculty member of the junior college. My staff and I have had the pleasure over the last couple of years of working with the Sustainability Committee on issues about making the campus more bike friendly. And so I really hope that you not just pass this resolution, because as you said, it is pretty broad, but that the campus can put your money where your resolution is and follow it up with action as suggested by the committee. Have seen that there has been a lot of progress made over the years. The Bicycle Coalition actually sued the campus in 2004 over transportation and parking issues. But there's more that can be done. I can remember being in some meetings with the committee that was where we were being told that maintaining the bike lockers was too expensive or not in the budget, but when the lifetime cost of a bike locker magnitude lower than the cost of constructing, maintaining, and enforcing automobile parking, for example. But I'm happy to see so many of the things that are happening and hope joins us in our transportation. Thank you for your time and your.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, any other board member comments? Otherwise, I will call for a roll call vote.
Student trustee Toscano.
Aye.
Trustee Banyolos.
Aye.
Trustee Burns.
Aye.
Trustee Fishman.
Aye.
Trustee Cundy.
Aye.
Trustee Lindley.
Aye.
Trustee Martinez.
Aye.
Trustee Battenfeld.
Aye. All right, thank you. We're now moving on to D4, grants, new, renewal, and amendments, including resolutions 8-21, resolution 9-21, and resolution -10-21. I need a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any public comments? Or board comments or questions? All right, roll call vote on D4.
Student trustee Toscano.
Aye.
Trustee Banyolos.
Aye.
Trustee Burns.
Aye.
Trustee Fishman.
Aye.
Trustee Cundy.
Aye.
Trustee Lindley.
Aye.
Trustee Martinez.
Aye.
Trustee Battenfeld.
Aye. All right. D5, resolution 11-21, changes to the adopted budget.
Move for approval.
Have a second?
Second.
Okay, any public comments? Board member comments or questions? Okay, roll call vote.
Student trustee Toscano.
Aye.
Trustee Banyolos.
Aye.
Trustee Burns.
Aye.
Trustee Fishman.
Aye.
Trustee Cundy.
Aye.
Trustee Lindley.
Aye.
Trustee Martinez.
Aye.
Trustee Battenfeld.
Aye. Okay, thank you. D6, resolution 12-21, establishment of classified professionals recognition week for 2021. I need a motion and a second, please.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, any public comment? Any board member comments or questions? All right, then we will have a roll call vote.
Student trustee Toscano.
Aye.
Trustee Burns.
Aye.
Trustee Banyolos.
Aye.
Trustee Fishman.
Aye.
Trustee Cundy.
Aye.
Trustee Lindley.
Aye.
Trustee Martinez.
Aye.
Trustee Battenfeld.
Aye. Okay. I'm now moving on to D7, resolution 1321, in the matter of eliminating a certain position in the classified service and directing the layoff of a classified supervisor occupying said position for 2021 to 2022. I'll start with, I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a presentation on this before I ask for public comment? No. All right. I see one person for public comment. And again, if anybody else can just raise their hand. I have Matt Pearson.
Hi, Ed, if you can hear me.
Yes.
Oh, President Battenfield, trustees, Dr. Chong, and college community. I just want to say I am that person. It's been an honor to serve the district as the manager of Petaluma Media Services for 12 years now. And although I'm still processing the shock of my job possibly taken away so suddenly and being notified of this only last Wednesday, I know that under our current board policies and state education code, I have no rights to move into other positions at SRJC unless invited to do so by the district. So as much as I'd love to continue supporting our faculty and students for another 12 years or more, I've been informed by this administration that my time here must come to an end. I truly miss serving both the Petaluma campus and the entire district, and I'm proud to have built an amazing team and successful media organization from scratch, as I was the very first media employee on. I'm proud of many things, including having been named the Student Employment Supervisor of the Year. I'm proud of being allowed to be an innovator for the college, responsible for bringing many new technologies to Zoom to this college. For without it, this meeting and all of our instructional programs would not be possible today. I wish I did not have to depart fairly abruptly in the middle of one of our Petaluma campus's most busiest audiovisual construction periods, leaving my staff confused and coworkers without a transition plan for how to complete these initiatives and juggle such large and ambitious projects in my absence. I was looking forward to showcasing when we returned in person to instruction to the new installations, such as the digital cinema projector in Ellis Auditorium, the new student welcome centers, highly mediated installations and outdoor stage, and deploying and building the district-wide digital signage system that we have in progress. I'm also proud of the numerous solutions that I've helped architect to implement for SRJC over the years, and know that our faculty and students need more help than ever to get dedicated service and support, not less. This decision will have a profound ripple effect for the Petaluma campus and the district-wide media service organization. This is the day I never expected to face. I asked for consideration to creating a better process for staff reductions. I urge the district to revisit its guiding principles for staffing document, which clearly states that layoffs of permanent employees will be avoided wherever possible, and that the Board of Trustees adopted in the May 2019 meeting. In closing, I wish you all well. I want to thank my colleagues for their amazing support and friendship. If the board chooses to eliminate my position, I missed you and consider it a true privilege to work with you, and thought it was an honor to help make SRJC a better place for our community. Thank you.
Hey, thank you very much. Yarrow, you wanted to make a public comment?
Yeah, hi. My name is Yarrow Swenningson. I'm a media production tech here in Santa Rosa, where I've worked for 24 years. It seems bitterly ironic that a beloved classified manager is potentially being laid off during Classified Appreciation Week. I have often in these board meetings heard the college spoken of as a family, and Matt has always acted as such for everyone in our department, offering his home, his tools, and his supplies, his personal labor to us through fires, floods, and all the challenges that have faced us since he joined our family. He has been a forward-thinking, effective, and supportive manager, and has vastly improved our media infrastructure and services on the Petaluma campus. The fact that this was done in secrecy makes a mockery of the talk of transparency, inclusivity, and shared governance over the years of discussion of this latest crisis faced by SRJC. It makes a lie out of all the statements that we would find a way to get through this without layoffs, as we always have in my 24 years here. It destroys the trust of every single employee of the college, since it was a decision made in secrecy. It lacks moral and ethical courage. If it was a decision based purely on the good of the institution, tough but frank and respectful open conversations would have been had with all affected parties leading up to the decision. The fact that the discussion and decision took place totally behind closed doors leaves a feeling that there is more to this than purely pragmatic considerations. Otherwise, Matt and his fellow management, at minimum, would have been included in discussions. Through all the years that we have been dealing with this crisis, SRJC has been talked about as a family facing great challenges together. What kind of family treats one of its own this way, especially given promises of no layoffs and a recent past history of shared sacrifice to avoid them? If this goes through, how can any college employee have any trust, in the words of the administration, about anything? Please consider the grave implications for our entire college community of taking such an action in such a way. I urge the board to vote no unanimously. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Saifo?
Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah,
Right, I
well,
hope.
you did. Thank you for that. My name is Saifo, and I am a STC employee, and I was classified, but I was also a student years ago. And one of the things that happened was I fell in love with the school because of the principles, the love that everybody showed me, the integrity and the trust that everybody had on each other. But I'm shattered by this, not because Matt is close to me, just because you guys have been with you for the last 8 years. I've been listening to every word you've been saying because I've been holding these meetings, and this is the opposite of what you guys stand for. And it's sad for me to see that you're not even fighting for this to remain as it is, because most times I've heard you guys actually fight for positions. Not a long time ago, we were all fighting for Dr. Chong to remain in his position when other people were fighting for him to be removed. We fought and we stand behind him. And this is exactly what we expect, that you guys perhaps should do the same. Am I asking for anything other than just you guys keep Matt's position? Yeah, but I also want you to know this is a shot of trust, integrity, and I'm very, very hurt because one of the things that I've been doing outside my school, outside school, is I've been telling people how great the JC is. I have a full-time job at Cinema Academy, but I remain to stay here to share my skills and my passion with the school because I love it so much, because I felt like this is where I learned the principles of trust and advocacy. But it seems like that's not true anymore. When I heard about this, it really made me think twice about this school. If it's just a lip service, it's one of those marketing tricks that you guys are always doing. I just don't know. I just don't know. And am I next? You know, it's just makes me feel like there's no humanity. It's just, as a human being, Matt has treated me very, very well. And I'm from South Africa. He has welcomed me so much that I just don't know what to tell you guys. So I would agree with Yarrow. Please vote no on this. It's just gonna shatter everybody's trust. And it's gonna make us feel like this is just a place to collect paychecks. It's not a family anymore. So think about it. This is a serious matter. It's not just about Matt's position. It's about what you're gonna feel after this. Anyway, thank you very much for your time. Yep.
Thank you very much. All right, I don't see any additional public comment unless you have someone, Zara. Otherwise, I'm going to open it up for board member questions or comments. Is there anybody? Let's see, Trustee Burns first, and then Trustee Benuelos.
Yeah, I just, you know, I'm. This was the first that I had heard about this as well with our board agenda, and you know, so I'm just a little bit concerned about the timing. It's we're in the middle of everything we do is technology, media, remote learning, everything like that, and so it's just it's a little bit of an issue for me with timing, and so I'd like to hear from some of the other board members, but I'm just a little bit concerned at this point.
Trustee Benuelos.
Yes, I have a lot of concerns too. First, I want to thank the community and the different employees who came forward to speak today. I really appreciate that, and who also sent us correspondence. This was the first I heard also when I saw the agenda, and so I think it's important for the community to know that we didn't know about this. So I do have a question. I guess I'm wondering, because the resolution says it's either the reason why this is being done, and I guess that's my question, is why is it being done besides the bigger picture of the plan to cut back. I understand that, and I do want to support that for the college, and I understand the financial constraints that the college is under. But I'm kind of where Trustee Burns just mentioned, you know, why this position, why now, when we are in the middle of needing so much technology. So I looked at the resolution carefully, and it did say it's either financial or I can't remember the other reason now, or the lack of work. That's it. And I know there's lots of work, so I'm assuming that it's financial, but I would love to hear more about that. And if it is financial, who is going to absorb all that work? Because the problem with layoffs that I see is that means other people have to work harder and they have to pick up the slack of the jobs. And so I'm concerned about that. I'm concerned about those folks who are going to pick up that slack, how they're going to be working harder, because we are working harder in a Zoom environment, whether people understand that or not. So, so that's my main question. And as Trustee Burns expressed, I'm really concerned about doing this at this time.
I'm going to ask Jane Saldana-Talley, our Vice President of Academic Affairs, to respond to your questions, both Trustee Burns and Trustee Banuelos' question.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your questions. The question about why now is this is to have an impact on the 21-22 budget year. In academic affairs for the last 4 years, we have been doing everything we could to comply with our long-range plan to reduce expenses for the college. And we cut our schedule by more than 9%, which had an impact on many adjunct faculty who didn't have assignments. We have reconsidered the way that we do work. And as people, we have the ERI, which made it easy because we had a lot of people who left. And we have, whenever we have an opening, we figure out what it is that we can do to continue to reduce our workforce. And you see evidence of that on today's board agenda, positions that we have eliminated. Next year for 21-22, SRJC is being asked to reduce by another $2.8 million. And in academic affairs, that amounts to $1.1 million. And in order for me, and I am obligated to Dr. Chong and to you as a board to continue to work that long-range plan. And so in order for me to realize a full savings on this, we need to give some individuals a 60-day notice. And we currently have 3 managers in media services, and eliminating one of the management positions was an option. I would also say that this is something that we have looked at for multiple years. And because of the fact that I had some resignations last year, we didn't have to talk about it. But I would say that there aren't many options left. I do not do this. This is not a happy thing for me to do. And this is when we have to begin to bear down and really do the hard work of continuing to reduce our workforce. I don't know how else to do it. Every single time someone resigns, we reconsider how to get the work done and whether or not we need to have the work done. But in this particular instance, we're having to make this very difficult decision. And it's not one, I oversaw the Petaluma campus. I was there to hire some of these employees. But that was also back in the day when the Petaluma campus, the enrollment there was supposed to be 12,000 students. And we got to 7,000 and we haven't done that since. So I would just say that these are I understand the times that we're in. I understand how challenged we are. But it has been my conclusion that 3 managers in media services we need to consider how to do that differently.
If I could just ask a kind of a question of Jane too. So just to clarify, this is for next year. So the
Right.
position will continue through this year, and then we're just deciding in advance of that, right? And that any employee who is laid off has rehire rights. That's correct.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. There are 39-month rehire rights and the opportunity to take positions that open up that they qualify for. You're absolutely right. We now have 60 days to work with staff to develop a plan to make other arrangements for serving the Petaluma campus and supporting the employees that work there. They've all been eloquent. I respect all of them, and this in no way reflects on the quality of performance or the work that's been done in the past.
Okay, thank you.
And I would like to add also that this is not a precedent. We have laid off managers, classified managers, when the HSI grant was terminated, and that individual came back after 39 months and was rehired and now works with us in our outreach team. So it's always possible that they could be reconfigured, but we made a commitment to the college to balance our budget. We made a commitment to respond to faculty and classified who had expressed concern about that we had too many managers at the college. We don't get any pleasure. It's actually painful to go through this because I have a great deal of respect for Matt Pearson. This is difficult. This is not the easy work that you ask us to do, and we don't do it. We don't take it lightly. But there's only so many places that you can cut when you look at the faculty obligation number, when you look at the classes that we provide for students. So we're trying to do it in a thoughtful way, but I can't say it's without pain.
Let's see, Trustee Kunde, and then Trustee Burns had another comment. So Trustee Kunde.
Yeah, I just want to comment. Yeah, these are very, very, very difficult decisions and hard decisions. And this is something I want to let everyone know that during closed session, the board talked a lot about this. And it has nothing to do with the reflection of the individual of Matt. I mean, everyone spoke very highly. This is all a finance. It's where we're at today in this environment. I just, letting everyone know is because I know the comment was saying, not transparent and not a family anymore, but this is tough, and it's something that none of us take lightly, and I can't express that anymore, that we feel terrible about these decisions. But it comes back truthfully, as the board of trustees, we tell management, the administration, we have to make cuts. I mean, it is what it is, and while as painful as it is, we hope that everyone gets through this and we can come out the other side, like we said, as things change and there's more positions available, and that's what we're all betting on, and that's what we want. But I just want to say that this is not taken lightly by any stretch of the imagination. And while it did just come to us, and that's these are the things that we talked about in closed session and stuff. So this is not reflection on any individual whatsoever. So it's a financial decision.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to let Trustee Fishman hasn't spoken yet. I'm going to let you speak first, and then Trustee Burns.
Okay. I don't know if this is true that I'm the trustee that might know Matt the best, in that he works in Petaluma, and I've spent a lot of time in Petaluma and a lot of time with Matt. And this makes me so sad. I just want to tell you that, Matt. It makes me sad. That's all.
Thank you. Trustee Burns.
Yeah, I just, listening to some of the other comments from some of the board members, and yeah, I still just I'm struggling with the timing. And I understand, Dr. Saldana Talley, the issue with the 60 days, and I'm not sure as far as in the future of how we can do this better, but had we been able to look at other alternatives, and I'm not saying that that any individual in the administration hasn't looked at alternatives, but it's our final decision here, and for us to just learn about it within the last few days, and not really given that opportunity or brought to our attention that we're needing to do this. And I hear you, Dr. Chong, as far as setting precedents and everything like that, but the grant, the elimination of that was because of grant funding, and I think everybody in a categorical funded position knows that that there's no certainty when a grant ends that their position is going to be kept. This is a little bit different. This has been a position that has been around for a long time. This is a single position, and there's no, and I want to be very clear as far as whether management, classified, faculty, there's no good way around eliminating any of those positions, and so there's no I don't think that we can make a justification for that because it's a management position that it should stay or it should go. But it's timing wise, not knowing about this and the precedents that the college has set with not laying off individuals for budgetary reasons. I'm leaning towards a no vote. I just at this time just can't. If I had more time, if I understood the position a little bit better, if I understood the reasons behind it, I'd feel more comfortable. But for me, this feels hasty.
Thank you. Trustee Fishman, you still have your hand up? Okay. No. All right.
No,
thank you.
sorry.
All right. Are there any other trustees who wish to speak? Yeah. Like everybody else, I'm torn. Again, I know nobody wants layoffs. We want to keep our employees. Yeah, we want, that are contributing to our campus. On the other hand, I'm very cognizant of the fact that we are about to, in a couple of items, discuss the special fiscal report where, we've been under special monitoring by the California Accrediting Commission because of our low reserves and because of our financial difficulties. And so I also feel like I need to take that financial responsibility that relates, in fact, to our accreditation seriously as well. So as most of you said, it's hard making these decisions and setting these priorities. All right, we will now have a roll call vote on D7.
Student trustee Toscano,
Nay.
trustee Banuelos,
Nay.
trustee Burns,
No.
trustee Fishman,
Aye.
trustee Kundy,
Aye.
trustee Lindley,
Aye.
trustee Martinez, trustee Martinez,
No.
trustee Battenfeld.
Aye. All right. Thank you. We're now moving on to D8, Resolution 1421, authorizing the district to approve change orders for the 12 kV replacement project. I need a motion and a second, please.
So move.
Second.
Second.
Thank you. Any public comment on D8? Any board questions or comments? Okay, roll call vote.
Student trustee Toscano,
Aye.
trustee Banuelos,
Aye.
trustee Burns,
Aye.
trustee Fishman,
Aye.
trustee Cundy,
Aye.
trustee Lindley,
Aye.
trustee Martinez,
Aye.
trustee Battenfeld.
Aye. Thank you. We now go on to D9, eliminated positions under the district reorganization. I need a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
I need a second.
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 Thank you. Okay, thank you. Any public comment on D9? Or board comments or questions? Okay, roll call vote.
Student trustee Toscano,
Aye.
trustee Banuelos,
Aye.
trustee Burns,
Aye.
trustee Fishman,
Aye.
trustee Cundy,
Aye.
trustee Lindley,
Aye.
trustee Martinez,
Aye.
trustee Battenfeld.
Aye. All right, D10, ACCJC Special Fiscal Report. I need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. I think we're going to start before we have any public comment or board comments or questions with a presentation by Vice President Kate Jolly.
It's Jane and Kate, right? Okay.
Okay, thank you.
This one is me. Good evening, President Battenfeld, Board of Trustees, Dr. Chong, and college community. I'm here this evening to present the special fiscal report to you. As everyone's aware, we've had quite a few ongoing fiscal issues for a few years. The Accrediting Commission for Community and Junior Colleges, ACCJC, uses a composite financial index analytical tool consisting of 12 fiscal health assessment factors. These assess our fiscal health just based on the annual fiscal reports that we submit. Based on that ongoing analysis, ACCJC has been partnering with us since 2018. We do regular check-ins, and last January, the commission officially acted to place us on enhanced fiscal monitoring. This requires the college to submit the fiscal monitoring special report, which is being presented. The long-range plan that we created in 2018 consists of reductions to all areas of the college. Over the life of it, the plan calls for over 22 million in reductions to the instructional schedule, non-instructional staffing, and operating expenses. I am proud to say that we have achieved our targeted reductions of 15.4 million in the first 3 years of the plan. This includes 4.3 million in reductions to class offerings, 8.9 million in reductions to non-instructional staffing, and $2.2 million in reductions to operating expenses. With the agenda item for the elimination of positions that you just approved, we have eliminated a total of 97 positions, including 78 classified and 19 management. And we will continue to work through the plan and achieve the remaining reductions of almost 7 million over the next 3 years. The special report provides ACCJC an update on our progress with the long-range plan and the steps we have taken or are planning to take to resolve the 5 areas of identified deficiencies. These areas include the first being ongoing declining enrollment. To address this, we are focusing on outreach and recruitment, retention, and the creation of a strategic enrollment management plan. The next 3 I'll combine into one since they all are addressed similarly. They include the low fund balance reserves, operating deficit, and a negative operating revenue ratio, all while excluding other financing sources. So when ACCJC did their assessments, they regularly excluded a revenue reporting category we call other financing sources. Some of these funds are ongoing, and we have advocated for their inclusion in our last communication with ACCJC. I am happy to report that in the latest annual fiscal report that we submitted last week, they broke out sustainable versus unsustainable other financing sources. So we expect the ongoing revenues to be included in future assessments. And once these are included, we have seen remarkable improvements. While our fund balance isn't large, it's consistently above the 5% requirement, which is good. For the operating deficit and negative operating revenue ratios, the graphs in the report shows we have improved, and in 2019-20, we were positive finally in both areas. The final deficiency identified is for not having an irrevocable trust set up or funded for our early retirement option, other post-employment benefits liability, or OPEB. This is one that we are recommending we not address at this time. Once we have worked through the long-range plan and our revenues are more stabilized and we have a more substantial fund balance, we will bring forward a recommendation to create one. I do want to emphasize that enhanced fiscal monitoring is not a sanction at this point, and it does not affect the status of our accreditation at this point. It just means we will continue to work closely with ACCJC and provide them regular updates on our progress. So I want to thank you for the opportunity to present this report, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. Do we have any public comment on the fiscal report? I don't see any. All right. Any board member comments or questions? Okay.
I do.
Yeah, Trustee Fishman.
Well, I just want to thank you for this, Kate, and it's pretty scary. It's a scary report. I'm not, the stuff that's things are coming home to roost for us in the next year. And I don't know. It's difficult and scary, and thank you for bringing it to us, I guess, but I want to acknowledge that it is, if people haven't read this closely, they should read it closely.
Any other trustees? Yeah, there's definitely some serious things in the report, and I did read it, and I think it's important for the whole community to read it. And I do appreciate it. I know there are a lot of different people on the campus who worked on this. Although on a positive side, I really do appreciate the plan, and there's some really positive steps in the plan. It's not all negative. There's some, positive looking forward and ways to adjust and create a positive budget. I think it was in this report, now my brain is getting frazzled, but where they talked about the huge decline in school K-12 population and the decline, for example, in seniors graduating, but that it hasn't affected us more because because of our outreach and the reputation, we're getting more high school seniors to come to the JC than ever came before. So there's some good things that, that I think are coming out of this, and some good steps as we're forced to, reevaluate who we are and what we do. I think, again, this is a commendation to the faculty and staff for looking at new ways to deal with some of these things. So I want to say some positive things too. Anyway, all right, we'll need a roll call vote then to accept this report so that we can send it on.
Student trustee Toscano.
Aye.
Trustee Banuelos.
Aye.
Trustee Burns.
Aye.
Trustee Fishman.
Aye.
Trustee Cundy.
Aye.
Trustee Lindley. Trustee Lindley.
Demuted.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Trustee Martinez.
Aye.
Trustee Battenfeld.
Aye. Thank you. All right, and now our last agenda item, D11, adjustment to naming of the Jesse Peter Multicultural Museum. And I think Catherine Prince and Rachel Miner are going to make a presentation before we discuss it. But first, we need a motion and a second to get it moving.
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you. Catherine and Rachel, thank you for your patience and still being here.
Thank you. Good evening, Board President Battenfeld and trustees, Dr. Chong and SRJC community. I'm Rachel Miner. I'm the supervisor and curator of the Jesse Peter Multicultural Museum. I'm here today with Kathy Prince on behalf of the museum.
So we've divided up to conquer tonight, and Rachel is going to run the PowerPoint and I will voice over. So we're here tonight, as you see on the agenda, to ask for the board's support and approval to change the name of the Jesse Peter Multicultural Museum to the Santa Rosa Junior College Multicultural Museum, which is a name that better represents what the museum is and is more in alignment with the mission and vision of Santa Rosa Junior College. A little bit about why the name is no longer appropriate. If you take a look at the picture on the screen now, you'll see what the original museum was. In 1938, SRJC President Floyd Bailey and Jesse Peter successfully applied for and received funding under the WPA, the Works Progress Administration, which was part of Roosevelt's New Deal Public Works program, to build Busman Hall, which included a museum and an industrial arts facility. Jesse was a mineral engineer and had gone up to the Alaska gold fields, spent a few years up there, and then returned to Santa Rosa to teach at Santa Rosa Junior High School in the industrial arts department. He brought back a vast mineral and rock collection with him at that time. And when the museum opened in 1939, it became home to Jesse's extensive natural history collection. And in the oak leaf of the time, reported that over 300 native birds, 2,000 birds' eggs, and 66 cases of minerals were going to be opened up and put on display in this new museum. And as you can see, there's just a partial sampling of it. So that museum has evolved. And from, if any of you have been in the museum in the last few years, you would notice that it doesn't look at all like that. And we've evolved to what we are now. And that's what part of this request with the name change comes from. During the time when Jesse Peter was assembling his collection, it was not uncommon for archaeologists and amateur archaeologists to think that they were saving found cultural objects by collecting them and putting them into museums. And as you see in the next slide, some of Jesse's found items are not really found items. They are mortars and pestles, extensive collection of mortars and pestles, which don't belong in a museum. They belong with their families. Jesse went out on his rock hunts, as he called them, to look for rocks, relics, and other items of Native American culture to bring back. And at the time, in the 30s and in the 40s, collectors thought that the Native American culture was dying out, and they thought they were doing a good thing by bringing these items back to save and preserve this culture. Today, we recognize that these items are cultural objects and are a part of a vibrant cultural heritage and a direct link to the ancestry, and not items that should be taken from someone's home without their permission. And if you look at the timeline of how the museum has evolved on the next slide, you'll see that this is not the first evolution of the museum. From the 40s through the 50s, it had this focus of gems and minerals. The 60s closed down and wasn't even a museum anymore. And in the 70s, Bill Smith, who was a Dry Creek Pomo and Bodega Bay Miwok, came in to run the museum. And when he came in, he turned it into the large Native American and First Native museum that it is today. He started the Native American Studies program at SRJC. And thanks to his work, in 2003, the museum became the home of the flagship collection of Pomo basketry that was collected and curated by local basket weavers, which is a unique achievement for us. The museum has evolved again and now encompasses cultures from around the world and no longer looks like the original gems and minerals that Jesse brought in. Removing the name Jesse Peter from the name of the museum puts the focus on the diverse collection that we have in the museum and how we are representing cultures from around the world and around the country. This will allow us to honor the rich diversity of cultures in our community and not the collection of one particular person. While we seek to rename the museum, we do not want to lose sight that Jesse Peters' work in the beginning laid the foundation for bringing us this museum, to which we owe him a great debt. Changing the name, though, to the Santa Rosa Junior College Multicultural Museum will benefit our community and honor those whose collections we have stewardship of while seeking to repatriate items to their rightful homes. Approving this name change and removing Jesse Peters' name will also send a clear message to those whose land the college stands on, our college and our community. This change clearly demonstrates our opposition to the historical and systematic desecration of tribal cultural resources and history, which is counter to the Santa Rosa Junior College's mission of inclusivity and diversity. And something to be noted is that we're not alone in making these name changes. UC Berkeley removed Kroeber Hall, removed the name Kroeber from Kroeber Hall. And Kroeber was a contemporary of Jesse Peter, and his belief in collections of Native American cultural items was one that probably shaped some of Jesse's beliefs as well. So we see this as a positive step forward, and we are hoping that you as trustees will see it also as someplace that we need to make a stand and honor the cultures that we have proudly collected in our taking stewardship of. And I tried to do that fast, so I'm done.
Do we have any public comment on this? I don't see any public comment. Any board member comments or questions? Trustee Burns?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank Rachel and Kathy for putting together the presentation and your work on this and all your work in the Multicultural Museum. It's I know that this came up a while back and it's kind of been floating for a few months. So thank you again, and yeah, I'm supportive of the name change, and we'll go forward from there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, great. Thank you for the thorough presentation and the very thoughtful work that's gone into this proposal. Much appreciated. All right, so then if there's no other comments or questions, we will move to a roll call vote.
Student trustee Toscano.
Aye.
Trustee Bañuelos.
Aye.
Trustee Burns.
Aye.
Trustee Fishman.
Aye.
Trustee Cundy.
Aye.
Trustee Lindley.
Aye.
Trustee Martinez.
Aye.
Trustee Battenfeld.
Aye. All right, that ends our action agenda, D, and we'll now move on to E, information items, starting with our ACC JC WASC accreditation update with Jane Saldana-Talley.
Thank you, Board President Battenfeld, trustees, Dr. Chong, college community. This is hopefully a very brief update on our progress to date on our accreditation self-evaluation that we started in spring of 2020, at kind of an interesting time to begin that work. But I'm really proud to share with you our progress to date. I want to give a huge shout out to English faculty and accreditation faculty co-chair Jessica Russell, who has been our rock star in working with all of our standard committees. And so I just really want to kind of quickly let you know where we are and where we're headed, and let you ask any questions about it. In spring of 2021, we are drafting our institutional self-evaluation report, the ICER, otherwise called. And our first draft, what's happened is all of the standard committees have submitted evidence and information to Jessica, and she is drafting that up. And then she's resubmitting that to each of the standard teams to read through and make edits and make changes. This summer, we are going to be working on what is called our quality focused essay that will be drafted, and I'm going to give you a little bit more information about that toward the end of the presentation here. In fall of 2021, we will complete the second draft of our ICER and the quality focused essays, and at that point we will begin a round of review by our college community. Receive input and provide the opportunity for constituent groups to take a look at it. We will finalize the ICER in fall, and it will be officially approved, submitted to you as trustees and approved by you. And then we will forward that on to ACCJC. We're very excited to report that in spring of 2022, ACCJC has let us know that the peer review team site visit will be February 28th through March 3rd. And you should know that their thinking on this is that it will be in person. So I'm really hopeful it will be in person. I look forward to being able to have them see this beautiful college and be able to experience all of the things that we're really proud of here. We also have a chair designated for that peer review team. It's Ron Gerhardt, who is the chancellor of Chabot Las Positas, very, very highly regarded CEO around the state, who has a strong background in, he used to be a chief business officer. So he has a strong budget background and is just a great colleague. I know him well, as does Dr. Chong. So we're really looking forward to that. Next slide, please. I also want to give a shout out, and I won't quit doing this, but the heavy lifting around the institutional self-evaluation gets done by standard committees, and those standard committees are led by an administrative liaison and a faculty co-chair. And this is a lot of hard work. It's volunteer work in most instances, although I'm really happy to say that we have had adjunct faculty that we compensated to be part of this. But this is really important work that many people have taken on. And I just want to thank and congratulate everyone. Jessica's report out on the information that we have received from everyone is just outstanding. She's just delighted by the quality and the clarity of the information that we've received. Next slide, please. So I want to talk a little bit about the quality focused essay because it is a new element for this accreditation cycle. We have never done this before. Many colleges in the state have done this. We're sort of at the end of the cycle when new innovations are created, which is wonderful because we can learn from our colleagues around the state. But it provides the college the opportunity to be innovative and propose new ideas and projects that will improve student learning and or student achievement at the institutional level. These projects are intended to be multi-year action projects in areas of need or interest that we have identified through our institutional self-evaluation process. And there will be an expectation that when we prepare our midterm report in 2025-26, that we will be responding to our progress on the quality focused essay. Next slide, please. So the steering committee has, we've been kind of tossing around ideas that have been emerging. And I'm really proud to say that we have chosen two topics. One is evidence-based institutional effectiveness, fostering a culture of inquiry and innovation. And that we are relying on Dr. Jeremy Smotherman to help us prepare that quality focus essay. He is now the senior director responsible for institutional effectiveness. And he comes at this with a outside of SRJC vision, and he's already gaining a tremendous amount of credibility with our college community for his vision and his ideas around this. So we're looking forward to drafting that up. The second area is, and yeah, it's quite obvious, actually, equity at SRJC. And so to develop a long-range plan that are actions to increase student success. And I'm very excited. The Academic Senate in really in a brilliant planning around this, President Julie Thompson on her executive board they now have an officer of equity, and that individual is English faculty Lauren Service, who has she's on fire about equity and is just doing wonderful work. And so we are really hoping that she will help us in the process of developing our quality focus essay for equity at SRJC. So we will do another update for you after we get back from summer, and we're hoping to give you a little bit more information about those drafts. And of course, you'll see them when you approve the final institutional self-evaluation. So with that, I will stop and entertain any questions that the board might have. Thank you.
Thank you. Any board questions, comments? Okay, thank you for that report. And I guess none of us should be taking vacations February 28th through March 3rd of next year.
I'm told not to. I'm told not to.
We'll all be here to support you and meet the team. So thank you for that. All right, next is Disability Resources Department, Student Ready, Equity Minded, Transformative Committee's Equity Analysis.
We saved the best for last.
Yeah,
And
I think we have several people presenting here.
yeah, I'm going to ask our Vice President of Student Services, Pedro Avila, to introduce our wonderful DRD team who's doing some wonderful work in both equity and working with the disabled students. Pedro?
Thank you, Dr. Chong. Good afternoon, Board President Banfeld, members of the board, Dr. Chong, and the college community. Our Disability Resource Department, referred to as DRD, serves about 1,500 students per semester. We are the second largest program in the state. And I would argue that we are the best program in the state because of the resources that we allocate as a district, but mainly because of the passion and commitment from our team. We have a very strong and dedicated team, and you'll see here. I'd like to introduce Laura Aspinall, who serves as our disability specialist in DRD, Stephanie Arciero, who is our administrative assistant 3 for DRD, and Kim Starkey, who is our dean of DRD. In the spirit of DEI Awareness Month, they're going to be sharing with us and the community their efforts to establish a process for ongoing professional development and for their team to constantly analyze and improve their services through an equity lens. Kim, Laura, and Stephanie.
Thank you, Pedro. Good evening, Board President Battenfeld, board members, Dr. Chong, and college community. Thank you for allowing my colleagues and I to present the important work that the Disability Resources Department has undertaken in order to change our processes, procedures, and policies to improve services for all students, particularly those who have been historically underserved. We are happy to share our approach to this work and the results that have been yielded thus far. We would like to stress that this work requires prioritization in order to provide the necessary resources that will make a difference in the lives of SRJC students. The work of the Disability Resources Department SET Committee began with a call for solidarity prompted by the death of George Floyd. The department collaboratively offered our commitment to the SRJC community to combat racism. We vowed at that time to act on the promises we made. Our statement, paired with the inspiration provided by Lasana Hotep's presentations, prompted us to adopt his framework of our department being student-ready, equity-minded, and transformative. We formed our own SET committee with members that included administration, faculty, staff, and STNCs. For those with limited familiarity with the Disability Resources Department, I'd like to share a brief overview. SRJC's Disability Resources Department, the second largest in the California Community College system, serves students across all disciplines and campuses. We touch the lives of faculty, staff, and most importantly, students, with the goal and mission to support students with disabilities. Of particular note, DRD serves the fourth largest disproportionately impacted group at SRJC. In taking this into account and in examining the ethnic breakdown of the students we serve, the SET committee aims to address and center intersectionality between disability and ethnicity and base how we do business on this intersectionality. Now, my classified colleague, Stephanie Arciero, will provide an overview of the SET committee and our framework. Take it away, Steph.
Thank you so much, Kim. The mission of the Disability Resources Department SET committee is to identify, dismantle, and remove the barriers that prevent equitable participation in our college community. We work to transform the student experience at SRJC to one that demonstrates the value of the diversity of our students. We actively seek out, reflect on, and center the experiences of students of color in our work. After forming the committee, we spent so many days and hours discussing how to prioritize our goals and organize our equity analysis work. This graphic flowchart came out of that, of those discussions. What continued to bubble to the surface was a shared belief that implementing significant and lasting change requires courage and collaborative participation in an ongoing cycle of listening, questioning, sharing, and reflecting. This flowchart illustrates a strategic outline with guiding principles at the center to track our progress and divide the work into manageable steps. Sometimes the work flows quickly into the next step. Sometimes it rests a while in one place. And this seems to be a reflection of the participants and other changes that arise in the district. We started the fall of 2020 focused on the gather step, hosting several professional development activities for DRD employees. We invited guest presenters, listened to podcasts, read articles, participated in small and large group discussions, and created a student survey and ran data reports with OIR. This spring, we shifted our focus to the study phase to analyze the data, survey results, and map the barriers. With Dr. Smotherman's help, we have already shared some findings with our department. Our goal for fall of 2021 is to share a broader range of the findings in order to solidify recommendations for removing barriers and start implementing changes by spring of 2022. Here's a look at the amazing all-star cast of presenters we hosted and enjoyed in our professional development series. Much appreciation to our SRJC students, classified staff, faculty, and administrators who joined us. We are so grateful for our collaboration with the Intercultural Center in hosting a presentation by Bay Area community activist Leroy Moore Jr. Thank you, and I will now invite my faculty colleague, Laura Aspinall, in to discuss our equity analysis process in greater detail.
Thank you, Stephanie and Kim. In spring, we moved into the study phase of our framework and began the equity analysis we are just now wrapping up. The SET committee quickly determined we would need to limit our focus for our first ever equity analysis and chose to start with 2 areas. Our intention is to evaluate a different aspect of our department and program each year. So this year we started with our scholarship program. This made good sense as we had just hosted Vice President of Student Services for Mesa College, Dr. Shanti Hands, whose college had just done such a process with their own scholarship program. And then we chose to focus on what we call getting started, or first points of contact with Disability Resources Department: phone, email, text, reception, inreach, outreach, referral, and our digital presence. After taking our cue from Mesa College, we gathered relevant data points Thank you, big thank you to the Office of Institutional Research for their support with this, and developed reflection questions for us to consider when looking at the data. At Spring PDA, we hosted a session to kick off the equity analysis. What turned out to be a very happy accident, we had many join us from other disciplines. This, while it's sometimes humbling, was incredibly helpful in understanding how those outside of the department engage with us and what some of our blind spots are. Groups met after PDA as well and submitted summaries of their findings. While we are in the process of synthesizing those findings, we do have a few to share with you today on the next slide. While this is not a comprehensive list, these are a few of the things we have uncovered, some of which, like our website, are already being addressed. Barriers in our scholarship program, how centralized our department is despite the size of our college and community, a lack of clarity on how to refer to disability resources department from faculty and staff or by faculty and staff, as well as how we refer to all student service programs. Barriers in our student onboarding process, faculty and staff availability during peak times, and communication and scheduling systems being a mismatch for how our students prefer to engage. Simultaneous to the equity analysis process, we conducted a student survey. On the slide are represented some of the survey findings, as well as student comments. Students having used our services for the last 3 semesters were surveyed. They were asked to grade us using a scale of A through F. We received roughly 20% response rate with 454 completed responses. The survey just concluded, and so we're still analyzing the results, but so far they've been promising in 2 main ways. We received an overall satisfaction rate defined as receiving an A or a B of 90%, and student feedback or areas concern and dissatisfaction were commensurate with those faculty and staff reported during the equity analysis. Communication systems, onboarding systems, specialist availability, and our website. I'm now going to turn it back over to Kim Starkey, our dean.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you again for allowing us to present our process. Listed here are the various cross-constituent members of the committee and their contact information. Any one of us would be happy to contribute information, guidance, or support to other departments hoping to undertake an equity analysis. Be on the lookout for a fall PDA opportunity as well. We have found this work to be an ongoing opportunity to transform the way that our department supports our students in the most equitable way. We would be happy to take any questions at this time, and thank you again.
Thank you very much for that presentation. Do we have any board member questions or comments?
I do. I just want to thank the department for doing this. I went to the PDA Day presentation that you guys did, and it was really impressive. And I'm continuing to be impressed with the equity lens that you're evaluating things through. And so thank you.
My thanks also. I really appreciate the presentation. Trustee Burns?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank everybody. I also wanted, I'm having some camera issues. My computer crashed and then came back on. So I wanted to just make sure that everybody knew that I am still here, and thank you very much. It was a great presentation. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. And yeah, your efforts are certainly appreciated and supported. So thank you. All right, last item. We have a very short information item on the hiatus of the student health fee increases. Robert Ethington is going to make a very short presentation.
Yes, thank you, President Battenfeld, members of the board, Dr. Chong. Just wanted, my dogs are waiting to be fed, so this will be quick, I promise. We just wanted to give you a heads up that on the May agenda, there will be an action item asking you to put on hiatus the increase to the student health fee. Board policy says that we shall increase it if the implicit price deflator at the state level is at a percentage that is $1 above what we already charge. And we just don't think it's a good time. to add $1 to the $22 semester fee that students pay. And so we'd like to put that on hold for hiatus, and that'll come back in May for a vote. So thank you for the time.
Okay, thank you. Any questions now of board members? Otherwise, I just want to thank everybody for participating and for your patience. A lot of important items today, and so it was a long meeting, but I appreciate everybody's attention to everything. And yeah, again, happy Classified Professionals Appreciation Week, and everybody have a good evening. Thank you. Meeting is adjourned.